Gang, gang. Gang, gang. Man, I am tired, Chad. I am tired. Do you know what I mean, Chad? You know when you say you're tired? I need a haircut. I'm going to chug some water. I have some coffee, but I'm going to chug water first. I guess the charity stuff isn't starting yet, technically. So we'll wait till the charity starts. It's not technically my time yet. Charity stream will start in T-minus 19 minutes. Oh, this game was crazy, man. Who talks the most smack, Jenkins or Monkey? Jenkins is a trash-talking psychopath. This pastry is nice and fresh. Let's do a replay analysis, chat. Oh. Okay. Apparently we're going to be doing some giveaways as well.
Holy shit, BSJ is a god.
Hello, BSJ.
Calibrated Moodok. Thanks for the sub. What do you do when your position 4 picks Razor and your position 3 picks Ogre? Seems like a decently strong lane. Play the game. Let's get ourselves a replay analysis. Holy shit, I've got a backlog of some replays. Okay, we're going to be starting the replay session off with a very high MMR replay. Well, I guess it's all relative. It's very high compared to most of you. Thank you, fake Big Chungus.
Prepare for battle.
It
Okay, welcome back everybody. Got ourselves a BSJ replay. I have been typed out an entire dissertation from my lovely Phantom Lancer here with the 350 MMR. Says, hey BSJ, thanks for the content. I would like to request your assistance. I've played Dota for several years, but until very recently I started playing seriously, wanting to improve. I watched your educational videos, and I think I have a basic idea how to play the game. Wait. Have I done this replay? I feel like I have. Is this like the exact same person? I feel like I've read this message before. Okay. Let's check it out. I read your message. Let's check it out. Probably too much regen. You can always fly yourself a salve later. Give yourself a bit more damage to work with. I don't like the fact that you have 2 branches as your total all stats. I'd say this is just not really a build nowadays.
With utter certainty that this one is in the bag.
Like turn that. Okay, that's also really bad. So here's a lot of little bad things adding up. This skill doesn't cost mana, and you bought an item that gives you mana. Okay, like that's what this item does. It gives you more mana to work with earlier on in the lane. So if you were gonna buy a stick on any hero, you would take the ability that gives you mana to trade or secure CS. That is why you buy a stick. So if you buy a stick on Phantom Lancer, you would take Spirit Lance level 1. If you're not planning on taking Spirit Lance level 1, then you wouldn't buy a stick. So these are little things that are super important to work on, even at your bracket, to make sure that your builds make any semblance of sense. Because like I see this, and I'm like, I just by this image alone, I could tell you that I know you're a low MMR player. Okay. You're like overthinking the Phantom Rush. You could just CS, but you're... Yeah, I mean, you just need to do a ton of CS trainer. This is horrible. Your lane equilibrium management's bad. Your CSing is bad. Need to drag to your range creep. You need to defensively aggro. You don't use creep aggro at all.
Hello.
Yeah, man. You need to be in CS trainer, keeping the lane exactly where it is. You need to be defensively aggroing and know how to do it. You literally need to do all that, because you're not doing any of it. I can't tell you anything other than the fact that you need to do it. Like, there's been at least 6 or 7 moments where you're supposed to defensively aggro. Here's another one. Oh, you got one! You did it! You're trying to do it again, I think? You're supposed... Okay. Your support pulled. Oh, gosh. Okay. Okay. Reasonable decision making here.
It is mine.
Okay. Don't know why you back off. So you're playing it like every CS you're trying to Phantom Rush when you could just be CSing. So I feel like you're 7-heading yourself when you could just be hitting the creeps, and you're like trying to Phantom Rush and it's on cooldown. It's very strange. It's like you could just play the lane normally and you're not. So I don't know what's up with that, but yeah. Maybe you're like overly scared. Not sure exactly the reason. You just gave up that range creep for no reason.
Scanning for enemies. Radiant structures are fortified.
So, we've talked about a lot of basics, my man. You need to go through my fundamentals course and just fucking grind it, okay? That's all I got for you. I hate to say it, but like, pretty much everything I would want to teach you in this replay analysis is in my fundamentals course. You're not creep aggroing. You're not focusing on the CS. Like, you're doing a lot of things like engaging the opponent when enemy creeps are low. You're backing off when enemy creeps are low. So basically what I'm saying is you don't seem to have an understanding, or like you're not paying close attention to when creeps are dying. Generally, the best rule of thumb for carry to secure CS is that when creeps are dying, you're near them. I know that sounds like incredibly basic, but it's like if your positioning in lane is away from the creeps when they're dying, there's obviously no way in hell you're ever going to get the CS. So if you watch this lane back, you've done it at least 5 times where you're just not even near the creep that's getting hit or that's dying. So you're not even giving yourself a chance to CS it. But then on top of that, one of my fundamentals course videos purely talks about queuing up items to buy in your quick buy, like shift clicking. Like you do this, you shift click on the item and it'll go down here. And what that does is it makes it so you remember to buy items. I want you to realize your net worth right now is 2,100, and almost 2/3 of that net worth is down here. And there's no interest in Dota. You know, you're not getting payment on your, investments here. You're literally just wasting 2/3 of your net worth. This should be a Glove of Haste, a Band of Elven Skin. Yeah, I mean, it should be items, right? I would want you to just buy items. I don't care what they are, honestly. I need you to buy them, though. This right here is the most painful part of this entire replay so far. This is like what I call the most simple, unacceptable mistake to make. You're not allowed to wait till full treads to buy them. Little items in lane go a long ways. It's all a percentage of your net worth. You know, when you have 10,000 net worth, 400 gold isn't really that important. But when you have less than 2,000 net worth in the laning phase, that net worth is very important. Okay, so now we're going to push out the lane. I mean, you're like pretty much free farming because the enemy's doing nothing. So it's funny how earlier you backed off to use Phantom Rush and now you're not. Meaning, when Phantom Rush is maxed, you should use it, get the bonus agility, and then when it's off cooldown again, you back off and use it again. But you weren't doing that there. So your goal at this stage in the game as a carry is to interact with the opponent as little as possible. So I just need you to hit creeps, basically. That's what you're kind of doing. Okay. You're tanking the creep wave. So a lot of PL is kiting backwards. So like notice here, what I said about PL is you're supposed to hit the creep and then back off, hit the creep and then back off once you have max Phantom Rush. Right here you have 650 HP going into the creep wave. Once you create a single illusion, you should back up behind it such that the illusion starts tanking instead of you. So right now you're at 577. You just take an extra 60 damage from creeps. It's going to add up if you do that all the time. Same thing here. You're going to create this illusion, back off, de-aggro from it. So what that means is you back off, A-click your own illusion, and then the creeps start attacking your illusion. This is the only way PL has in order to sustain, but you're not doing that. You're always getting hit by creeps, and you're not full HP because of it. Okay. Sadly, hard camp stack's kind of hard for you. So the issue with what I'm seeing is that you're a carry PL, and there's people in your lane, and your reaction is to fight them. I want your reaction to be to farm. Because you're a PL. Yep, you see 3 people in your lane, your reaction is to fight them. I'm not a fan of this. But I guess it works out. I will never group up and push bottom tower with my team. This will never happen unless I am specifically the hero that takes the tower. So if I asked you as PL a tower pusher, if your answer is yes, then you know you probably need to relearn PL. But this is just not a thing, okay? I'm just telling you, grouping up and taking this bottom tower is just not a thing. It literally doesn't exist in Dota. Like, you will never see this exact move with a PL carry in my bracket. You'll literally never see it. Like, it doesn't matter how many games of PL you watch. So what I need you to do when you see all this happening is finish these creeps and TP somewhere else. That's what I need you to do. You can TP here, you can TP here. And there's an entire map that's your oyster right now. And I need you to leave this fucking low skill shit and not join your team. It's perfectly fine if your team does this kind of stuff. That's why they're 350 MMR just like you. But you're not allowed to be a part of it if you want to get out of this bracket. So please leave. Stop wasting your time. This is painful. Just TP top, TP mid. Please just TP away. You could have TP'd at any point here. Any point here we could have TP'd. Could have just TP'd at any point. Okay, well, we're still here. So you don't have an understanding of when to leave your lane at all as a carry. You definitely seem like one of the carries that just gets glued to your lane. Your job as a carry is to farm away from the opponent, especially as a hero that's not very strong early. So you TP'd about 3 minutes late to top. You know, I talk about this a lot. A 3K player would probably TP 30 seconds late. You know, a 5K player would probably TP 10 seconds late. You know, you're 350 MMR, so you TP 3 minutes late. Get that time down to 2 minutes, and you'll suddenly be 1K, you know? So now you're top. You're not flying yourself a TP. You're not queuing up more items. I don't know why you bought a Ring of Health. That's not a good item here. I guess you wanted some sustain. Would have just gone Yasha myself.
Fresh meat.
And this seems like reasonable efficiency. It's nothing special, but it's probably better than 350 MMR.
Killing spree.
Please don't look at that fight and just hit the Ancients.
Dominating, I guess.
I can tell you from my experience as PL, you're very rarely TPing to your own safe lane. So just, you know, it's fine to acknowledge the fight, just make sure you're hitting creeps. Good thing you didn't TP, good discipline there. You don't need to be this scared, you see this many people bottom. So it's fine to react to this lion the way you did, because what he did was kind of weird. But once you see all these people, you should definitely feel safe to hit this creep camp. So you're just rushing hard.
They're unstoppable.
This is a really bad TP. Just go push mid. There's a wave right next to you to push. I want you to look at the map when you made this TP.
They're unstoppable.
Look at the map right now. There's a wave right in front of you to push. Just go push it. This is what it takes to get out of your MMR. Focus on the lanes. Focus on the creeps. At 11 minutes, if you knew that, you would have TP'd out. But instead, you stayed there for 3 minutes. If you knew it here, you wouldn't TP to this fight. You would just push the creeps. People in your bracket, you know, people constantly come to me telling me, hey, BSJ, my teammates do all kinds of random shit. You know, it's hard to adjust. That's pretty much exactly what you said in your summary of this replay. And what I'm telling you guys is I don't really give a shit about the random shit. I give a shit about the fucking creeps that are right in front of you. Now fucking hit them. All you need to do to gain MMR as a carry, especially at 350 MMR, is to look at creeps on the map that are near you and hit them. I know that sounds incredibly condescending, guys. I know it does. But it really is that easy. You're not going to gain MMR if there's creeps on the map right next to you, and instead of hitting them, you go to random fights that your teammates are instigating. You're not going to win these games, okay? Or like, you're not going to win MMR playing like this. You might win games, but like, you're not going to win MMR playing like this. So this is my problem here. I mean, this TP is just such a waste of time. Not worth killing the Tiny when you could have just hit 20 creeps instead. This tower doesn't mean anything. We talk about that in the objective guide on the fundamentals course. No reason to pressure this tier 2 tower. This fight is pointless as well. I want you to hit the creeps in your jungle. Your appeal. So we feed randomly. So what I see on the map when you get this kill on Tiny in this tower is now we get to farm backwards because there's a bunch of creeps behind us. Creeps. Look at all these triangles on the minimap. Triangle, 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 creeps, creeps. I get to farm backwards now. That's what I see. I have all this farm. But you don't care about farm. You want to go hit towers. That's not how carries win the game. Carries win the game by having a lot of creeps. You must hit creeps, my friend. Lots of creeps. This is all noise. This is all bullshit chaos that I don't give a fuck about. This right here is farm. Farm, 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 farm. Yes, farm. Very reliable, very consistent. Guess what? You have no idea what your teammates are doing, but those creeps, they'll be there every minute. I promise you, they'll spawn every single minute. No chaos there. No chaos. Now we're hanging out with the team. Not ideal. But hey, we're gonna get a kill. Very nice. Go push top, please. Where are you going? I'm currently watching you not push top because you're fumbling with items. That's a yikes. Please go hit top. You have a Heart of Tarask and you're letting a lion bully you out of top lane. Please go hit top. Okay, we hit top about 40 seconds late here. Don't go to this fight. Keep hitting top. Please keep hitting top. Was there a creep wave right next to you? It's 26:19. That means there's a creep wave right here. Please go hit the creep wave. Dota's a very simple game, guys. You don't have to make it any more complicated than what I'm making it for you. If there's creeps near you, hit them. What you'll learn is the faster you hit creeps, the more often you're allowed to show up to fights. Because if you hit the creeps really, really fast, then eventually your hero will get enough items and levels that you'll kill all of the creeps. And then there's going to be time to fight. That's exactly what's going to happen. But right now, that's a skill you'll never develop because there's creeps right next to you and you're not hitting them. So let's go back to top. Need to fly ourselves an item. I need you to buy like a Yasha maybe. That'd be nice. This is a situation where basically no map awareness. Your team is just not anywhere nearby and you're forcing a fight on an opponent. Generally speaking, if you're farming, if your team's nearby, you should force fights on the guy farming near you. If the team's not nearby, you should be cautious. Obviously, I told you the opposite with Lion because he's a support. But yeah, that's just like, you've tried to force a fight when your team wasn't there, so you just fed.
Thanks for playing, Dota.
Generally developing a map awareness of where your team is, and then how that plays into you being aggressive will be very good for you. It's going to be, that's like a work in progress that'll take a long time, but that's what went wrong there. I'm not sure why you're allergic to the item of Yasha, but yeah. I really like Yasha on PL, very good item. I want you to go top right now. I guess it's okay that you did that first. We're gonna be starting the charity stream in just a sec, guys. Right after I finish this replay. Okay, so we showed up to a team fight. Got some kills. Need to push some lanes, get some farm. I want you to farm some ancients. You are hyper obsessed with towers. If you're gonna get kills, go hit some creeps, my man. Go hit creeps aggressively, you know? What I want you to do right now is take their ancients. Notice how their respawn timers, we're gonna take these ancients right here. We're going to cut bottom wave because it's going to be, 3250. And then we're going to farm the ancients again. They're going to respawn and they're going to have nothing because you farmed everything. If you can set it up where you kill them and you farm backwards when they're respawning, that's the fucking dream. I'm not telling you to just AFK, go back to your own triangle. I'm telling you to hit creeps, and if you kill people, hit their creeps. Because then when they respawn, there's going to be no creeps. And they're going to be really sad. And you're going to have a lot more creeps than them. But instead, you keep trying to take towers. Why do you have 240 CS at 32 minutes? Because when there's creeps right next to you, you go to fights. When you win fights, you go hit towers as a PL. These are why you have 243 CS at 33 minutes. These simple examples are why you have 240 CS. Which is very chaotic, very chaotic. Inconsistent. I'm not sure what's going to happen when I watch these plays. But I can tell you that if you win that fight, you go farm these two camps, you go cut the next wave, then you farm these two camps again, and then you back off to your own jungle. The enemy team's going to respawn, they're going to have no camps, and you're going to have farmed everything. I can tell you that's exactly what's going to happen every single time. And what's beautiful about playing carry is when you can name plays that are consistent. They're reliable. You're going to get the farm, you're going to come out with an X amount of gold, and the opponent's going to have X amount less. That's how you win games reliably as carry,
Not for myself, but for the is mine.
The Radiant scan, eager to know Dire's whereabouts.
Another investment fund being planned out here. 5,000 gold. Really have no idea where you're going with this one. Nice, team's carrying you a little bit here.
Killing spree.
And by a little bit, I mean absolutely fucking carrying you. Why are we not hitting creeps? Why do I have 5,200 gold? I'm not gonna lie, dude. It has to be obvious to you after watching this replay why you're 350 MMR. Buy ultimate orbs one at a time. Those things cost 2,000. That's 10 attack speed, 10 damage for you and your illusions. Progressive farming speed rather than waiting for the full item like you waited for treads in the laning phase. Buy components. Items have build up for a reason. For the first time ever, you're hitting creeps while your team is roshing. That seems backwards. Why are we jungling defensively instead of pushing a lane?
Double kill.
My case rests. I have made a point. I have named all the things I can possibly name. I think if I name any more, it will be too overwhelming for you. So really need to focus on the fundamentals. Lane equilibrium management. Making sure you're next to the creeps when they're dying, or at least close enough to go for them, or at least trying to be close enough if you're a little bit scared. Making sure you buy items and components, having them queued up in your quick buy. Making sure you prioritize what creeps are next to you. Really starting to develop awareness of how many creeps are near you, and making sure you kill them before you go to fights. I would recommend if you go to Fusel, or I mean on PL when you go to Fusel, you don't just go straight into Heart. You go Yasha, Manta into Heart most of the time for the exact reason I'm saying. Heart doesn't actually accelerate your farm, right? It doesn't make you farm any faster. While Yasha and Manta, they do. So, it'll kind of synergize with what I'm trying to tell you to embrace here. It means you're going to have to fight a little bit less, or at least be a bit more cautious when you're fighting. But this item is like 5,000 gold, and it doesn't make you farm any faster, right? So... okay. Thanks for signing up. I hope I helped. Okay. It is official, guys. We have started the charity segment of the stream. It is... Let me turn these overlays back on. Today, we have a charity stream for Room to Read. It is a charity that is all about providing education, access to children who do not have it. You know, the CEO's founding words, or not founding words, but motto is, why am I spacing out? Is that all children have the inherent right to a quality education. So we have a quick intro video from the charity itself that we're going to check out together. Looks like we've already received one donation, so I'll make sure I shout that out in a sec. But forgive me, I'm just a tad tired. Forgive me. I'll wake up. But yeah, we got a... Hell yeah. Hell yeah. So it's obviously a pretty great cause. You know, I personally have been very privileged in my life to have been given a good education and, you know, have parents that come from a background with a lot of education. The fact is, I teach Dota on like a daily basis, or at least I try to. Maybe I don't. Maybe I teach what you're not supposed to do in a game. But honestly, education is so important for really anyone to be able to apply their full potential. I mean, the fact is, like, I definitely always took for granted the access to education that I had and how much it gave me a leg up in life. And I think it's a really great cause to give that to people who don't have it. So, you know, I'll definitely be donating at the end of the stream. But if you guys want to be donating yourselves, it looks like we've already got $70 raised. I will shout those out in just a second. I really do appreciate it, guys. My favorite book, by the way, I'd say nonfiction that I've read in the past few years is Ready Player One. I saw the movie and then I wanted to read the book, and you know the book was just way different than the movie. But I really liked Ready Player One as a fiction, and then as a nonfiction or like you know, life improvement kind of book. The game I talked about, or the book I talked about on YouTube a few times. I'm not actually looking at a paper. I'm just looking down because it helps me concentrate. Was Inner Game of Tennis. It was actually recommended to me by Ari. A lot of the stuff that I do now in terms of mindset with Dota and all that kind of stuff has been from that book. So there's definitely tons of value in books, being able to read and giving that access to people. In the case of Room to Read that just don't have it. So, I mean, education to me is really just bringing out the max that anyone can do, you know, helping them reach their full potential. So I think what really hit me in that video is just the fact that they talk about breaking the never-ending cycle of illiteracy in these families. And I think stuff like that can be really hard to break out of. almost impossible. So it's really cool to see what they're doing. Let me give... Oh, I can actually see the names up there. We got Think Jofa, Ghost953, and Puko. If you guys gave messages... Give me a second here. I will check the messages. I see no messages on there, but Think Jofa, thank you for the $10. And Niklas, thanks for the $20. Oh, we got another 20. Can I scroll here? Oh, I can scroll. Cool. And Puko with the 20, and Ghost953 says, for the children, let's go with the $50 Ghost. So yeah, Puko, Ghost, Think Jofa, Nicholas Lingren, thank you so much for the donations, guys. I really do appreciate it. I will say, guys, that I take incredible pride in the fact that my viewers pretty much always donate to charities. Like every time I've ever done a charity stream, we've always raised a pretty good amount of money. So the fact that you guys are as generous as you are and willing to put money into helping good causes is just fucking awesome. This is a 24-hour streaming marathon through Liquid. So I'm just a 3-hour window. We started, officially 15 minutes ago. And I will be doing my charity portion, until 3 p.m., which is, 2 hours and 45 minutes from now. But after that, there's a bunch of other Liquid streamers who are also, a part of this charity 24-hour thing. So you can keep up with that if you follow Liquid on the socials and all that kind of stuff. Let me check out chat. Is he gonna play or just talk? I'm having a charity stream right now, so the priority is not just to play. I'm sorry if that bothers you, but I'd appreciate it if you had a little bit of, sympathy or whatever. If you're confused who Ghost is, that's me. Are you sure? Wait, what? Ghosty953 and Ghost953. Those sound like two different people. I'm not gonna lie to you. Those sound like two different people. But holy shit. MF Merkin has donated $300 saying great cause and I love your content, and love your content. That's crazy, man. Thank you so much for donating to the $300 to the cause. That is insanely generous, way more than we could ever ask for. Thank you. That's fucking awesome. Definitely a regular of the stream. Thank you so much. That is, yeah, I'm telling you guys, it never ceases to amaze me how much you guys donate to the causes. It's crazy. It really is. I am going to I want to do some replays during this, but I feel like it might jeopardize the quality of them if there's all these logos on there. Maybe I can erase the QR code for now.
Oh my god! I'm losing my shit!
Less than 3.
Do like 800. Okay. Yeah, I want to do replays right now because I'm just not feeling super energetic for pubs. But I'm feeling like I can teach other people. I just can't do it myself. I don't usually do donation goals, but honestly, if you guys have ideas, I'm open to them. The funny thing is I don't normally have to do them. People just are very grateful, I guess, or very generous. I'm not sure. Like, you guys usually just donates. You guys usually just donate. Like, I'm telling you, I'm tired. I wasn't intending to do this stream, and I got called kind of last minute. I'm happy to do it, but I'm just, tired. This money is going to books and such. It's going to Room to Read, which is an organization that's all about providing books and staff and facilities to kids that do not have access to education and overall the ability to learn how to read. Right, that's like the entire idea. Like, the video itself talked about how their goal is to remove or to erase illiteracy from the earth. It's focused on creating a world free from illiteracy, right? There's a few nice little fact points they got here. It's since 2000, Room to Read supported children in historically low-income communities to develop literacy skills, helping them become lifelong learners. They've benefited more than 32 million children and have worked across 21 countries with a goal of 40 million children by 2025. Since 2016, they've partnered with IMC, whose support has helped them expand their programs into South Africa and Tanzania. So that video is all about those two countries, but it's not like only those two countries. The donations from today's stream will be helped to support their literacy program in Tanzania and South Africa. And by donating, you'll help provide teacher instruction, quality reading materials, and libraries full of engaging children's books to schools. Basically, your support means that children who lack access to reading materials and learning instruction will be able to develop a love of reading and change the trajectory of their lives. Which I totally believe in. I absolutely totally believe in that. No bullshit. I know I was reading that off of a paper, but like, I absolutely believe in this type of stuff. Change does not just happen overnight. So, biggest thing about donating now is the pandemic has definitely escalated the education crisis in the world. There's currently estimated to be 102 million youth lacking basic literacy skills. In historically low-income countries, 1 in 3 people cannot read, or young people cannot read. 17% of the world's children and youth are not going to school. And by facing these challenges, you're just put at a huge disadvantage in life. And at the end of the day, giving them opportunity is what we're here about. So, looks like we got another donation. Two donations from Ratchet for $10. Awesome. Any and all support is welcome. Thank you so much for the $10. That's awesome. And Turnip Face with the $50. That's 5 times as many as 10, but still, shit, man. I don't know. I'm shitty at this. Comment says, I've learned a lot from you over the last year, and it made me enjoy Dota a lot more. This seems like the least I can do. Hell yeah. Hey, if I somehow did something that you guys are grateful for, and you want to give that money to a charity, that's like pinnacle stuff right there. That's awesome. That makes me smile. I need to take a sip of my coffee. Somebody has a comment. Oh, that's just a very overly negative mentality, man. That's really all I got. There's obviously a lot of issues in many areas of the world, but to say like doing stuff like this just makes absolutely no difference. Like, we're not here today saying, hey guys, if you donate to this stream, all the world's problems will be solved. It's like, come on. You can't just fucking say because there will still be issues that doing something like this absolutely does nothing. That's just such an overly negative mentality that I hope you guys don't have. But yeah, we're gonna do a few replay analyses. The people who are getting replay analyses, their MMR just won't be up here. I don't think that's a big deal. I'll just make sure that it's mentioned throughout the replay. Quality of the replay analysis should just be fine. BSJ, I can't seem to successfully de-aggro the enemy tower off of my hero by spam clicking on my own hero. Have you got any tips? Well, if you mean your own hero as somebody else on your team, that's one thing. But you should definitely watch, let me see, Dota 2 BSJ Fundamentals. So I have a Fundamentals course. I recommend it all the time. I believe one of these videos are on tower aggro. Here it is. Perfect. I'm sending the link in chat. That is the link for tower aggro video. If you're having issues with tower aggro, I think that video is about as comprehensive as I can get in terms of how tower aggro works. I probably didn't know how tower aggro worked for like 5 years of my Dota career. You can absolutely get away with playing Dota without knowing how tower aggro works, but it's strictly going to make you worse at tower diving, so it's definitely something worth, you know, teaching yourself. Or at least educating yourself on. Holy shit, more donations? Holy shit, guys, you guys are insane. Mr. Pot says, with the $20, I love your work and I hope this small donation helps. Dude, guys, I hope just because I get really excited about the guy that donates $300 that you guys don't think the $10 donation, the $20 donation are small, okay? Like, I'm not just saying this to, like, bullshit you guys and make you feel better or whatever. If you're giving any support that you can give, that is, like, super fucking hype, you know? Some people, they don't have money to give. Totally fine. Some people, they only have $10 to give. Some people, they're fucking, you know, billionaire yacht owners and they can give $300 to a donation. And that's totally cool. If you guys are supporting at all, much appreciated. If you're not able to support, totally understandable. No issues there, guys. I appreciate you guys being here. Thank you so much for the $20, dude. Akzal with the 50 says, thanks for doing what you do. Love you and your content. Hell yeah, bro. That's a crip fist pump right there. Puko with another $20. Your original donation wasn't enough, apparently. Says, let's hit that 500 goal. Really appreciate the charity stream. Hell yeah. I mean, the thing is, I made the goal 500 just trying to be cautiously optimistic that we could hit that at 3 hours, and you guys have hit it at like half an hour. So, the goal was just kind of an arbitrary number, guys. You know, it wasn't. But either way, I seriously, it is fucking awesome how much you guys donate. It is insane to me. It is insane to me. I want you guys to know, I am confident that per viewer, my stream gets insane donations. It is fucking nuts. That's because all my viewers are rich, sex-having gigachads. That's just how it is. And if you're not, you're eventually going to be, like, because you're surrounding yourself with the right people, and that's totally fine. But okay, let's get ourselves into a replay here. This is a support replay. Okay, 52 min replay. Okay, so I don't have room for the overlay because I've already got the charity stuff up. But this is a 4,000 MMR support replay. This is a 4,000 MMR Wind Ranger replay. This is submitting on behalf of his friend. says he mostly plays position 4, but I flex a lot. Like this. Sorry. I think I'm mechanically on the weaker side, so any tips to help improve in this area would be appreciated. Sure. Let me make sure I'm not covering the map. I realize my cam might be. This game I played Wind Ranger 4, which was a comfort pick for me, and I did well in lane. We were quite ahead this game, but had a lot of trouble going through high ground despite our lead. I'm interested in getting your insight as to how I could best push my advantage and help my team close out these sort of games. I ended up, 1, choosing to get core-like items, and 2, pressure bottom away from my team, given the enemy's excellent team fight. I'm not sure if either of those were the best choices. Sure, man. Let's check it out.
It's
The time
in
for
the
preparation
bag.
is short. Use it wisely.
Master tier Wind Ranger. Slacks would be disappointed, and Seb would be proud. Let's see here.
Another triumph.
Begins.
Okay, we got the 4 ranged hero bottom lane. They didn't watch my lane duo guide. I don't generally like centering the small camp right away for the exact reason you just saw. It's much better to interact with it as the lane goes on. I think. Unless you just strictly think you can't contest it later.
No.
But yeah, you should definitely walk over and block the small now, especially since you got dewarded. It's a pretty big deal that there's no small camp here. The reason why it's a really big deal in this specific lane is because they have like heroes you don't want to fight into. They have heavy slows in long range. So being able to force their positioning into you and preventing you to have to run into them is really important. So by leaving that small camp alive, I can tell you you've already fucked up pretty bad. Like this is a big deal that you let that small camp come to life there. It's just going to be a liability for you. Every time you see CM missing, you have to concern yourself with whether or not he's pulling. Like if you had blocked small and then did this, it'd be like God tier. But you're not even looking at the lane, so I don't know if the lane got pulled. I really need you to check and see if CM pulled there. Looks like he didn't, but I had no idea based on your screen.
Admit it. You expected that.
I don't know if I like the shackle. I think I would have preferred power shot to help secure long range creeps, as well as just be better at trading. I don't think shackles is good in this lane. Maybe it is though. Maybe it is. I don't know Wind Ranger specifically. I would have taken the range creep taking spell in case Necro can't get some of them. You're doing a good job of consistently pulling. Definitely your job in lane. Even just like securing big creeps at camps like right now, power shot would be really good, you know? That's what I mean. It feels like a lane where you're not actually engaging the opponent. You're kind of just efficiently trading and playing for CS. That's the kind of lane that it feels like right now. So the fact I would have gone power shot level 2 and then shackle shot level 3. You know, I think that's like a big difference there. I feel like your vision of the lane is not fully developed as a support player. You were playing the lane correctly. In regards to conceptually pulling, dodging engagements, mainly trading with the CM. But if that's what you're doing, then, you know, you should take the skills and stuff that fit that. I don't really like the boots, to be honest. I think, like, Wand Raindrops is strictly better than boots here. You're not really kiting the CM very much. You're kind of just, battling back and forth, you know? Give yourself some mana to work with, doing what you're doing. I don't think move speed really benefits you in the way you're playing the lane right now. You have an offlaner that's going to need your help because he's against a lane that's pretty tough for him. Like if you leave this lane, I think Necro will suffer. So because I'm stuck in the lane more likely, I'm willing to not prioritize boots. Boots are mainly if I want to roam the map, right? Yeah, you just have no mana, so I think Wand Raindrops would have been huge here. You bought both wards, I don't like that. You've been sitting in lane with not enough mana to fully be aggressive for a long time now. Combination of buying boots and not resetting, maybe not buying items soon enough. Necro didn't ult to see him, huh? Unfortunate.
Wasn't nice.
Shit happens.
Radiant's bottom tower is in danger.
Yeah, I really don't like your items. You have,
Tower is
what, like 2,000 net worth or something and no mana items? I feel like this has been super obvious what's happening in this lane in terms of issues, right? Like, not obvious maybe while you're playing because you're very busy, but it's obvious, like, in hindsight, watching the game play out now. I think it's fine to go carry items. It's, like, as the game progresses, but as a support, you need to try to be powerful at all times or, like, make use of your hero at all times. I like that you're fucking with Drow. I don't necessarily love that you placed a ward in a super obvious spot where you're fucking with them. But okay, Necro overextended a bit. Such is life. Not much you can do about that, I think. Nice snipe.
Well, it was kind of expected.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly just hate the fact that you're playing with no mana regen. I hate it so much. It irks me a bit.
Radiant's bottom tower is in danger.
I like the way you're playing the map, though.
Tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is no more. Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Wand raindrops would just go so long, such a long way here.
Dire's top tower.
Yeah, you just don't have mana to play your hero.
Dire's top tower is under
I'm not sure what's not registering for you. Like, I noticed this at like 5 minutes in, and it's been a consistent issue for, you know, literally half the game so far.
bottom tower is
You haven't addressed it at all with your items. So maybe you don't think about what your hero needs to be full impact. I'm not sure. It's like, you're obviously recognizing you're having mana issues. You're flying yourself a bunch of clarities. But I think you and I both know that you're not playing your hero to its max potential. You're consistently playing on the opponent's side of the map with, like, no mana. So flying yourself clarities with Brown Boots Javelin is obviously not doing the trick, right? It's not doing enough.
Decent help around here.
So yeah.
there is little hope.
Like I said, I like the way you're playing. Your items are just bad. I think your recognition of what you were doing in lane was bad when it came to items, and the way you're playing the map is good. Your items just don't fit it. So I think you should trust your instinct on how you play the map, especially on heroes like Wind Ranger that you're very comfortable on. But you need to be much more aware of why you're doing what you're doing, what you need in order to do what you're doing, and what it means to be like full power doing what you're doing. Because I'd say a lot of 4Ks, they either suffer from not knowing what to do properly, they're like efficient but they don't do the right things, or they do the right things but they don't know why they're doing them, so they do them suboptimally. Like, you don't understand why you're doing it, or you don't think consciously about why you're doing it. You just know that it's what you're supposed to do because you've played a bunch of Wind Ranger games. So you kind of just naturally fall into the right answer here. And so since you don't actually know why, you don't adjust from game to game. You know what I mean? There's going to be games where you don't need these items. There's going to be games where you need more items. There's going to be games where you need tranquils. There's going to be games where, you know, you can just straight rush the Maelstrom. But I'm just like watching this current game, and this is what I see, right? So a lot of fighting going on, very consistent fights. I'm perfectly fine with your participation in all of these. I am shocked at how many fights are occurring, and you just did not buy a wand. I don't know what it takes. Like, if you don't buy a wand with this many fights, you know, I guess you're like, I've been rushing this Maelstrom, I'm committed, kind of thing. I would really like to emphasize, you know, people ask, like, you know, do you go Midas on Ogre when you're support and all that kind of stuff? It's like, I'm going to flame Ogres who buy Midas if they don't buy the sentries, they don't buy smokes, they don't have mana to actually contribute to fights because they didn't buy stick and clarities and stuff like this. But, like, you're allowed to go greedy items on supports as long as during the time that you are building these greedy items, you are still doing your job. Okay? That's, like, the most important aspect of understanding support as opposed to core. Because it's like, there are games where supports will buy carry items. Like, they'll buy more late game scaling items, you know? But the thing about supports is you can't prioritize farming these items like a core can, right? You can't prioritize that as like your number one most important thing in the game, because I'm just watching you consistently team fight without the tools for literally the last 12 minutes. Like, that's what's been happening. You haven't had the right tools. Like, a wand at this point in the game would have literally gathered like 100 charges. Like, you would have had so many charges from a wand. You could even argue with the way this game's going that you could go like Basilius, you know, giving yourself and your teammates around you mana, because there's just so often that you're fighting with your team. Yeah, I mean, all I'm really telling you is to be thinking about what you're currently doing and what it takes you to do it optimally. I feel like that's the issue. What you're currently doing is not wrong. The way you're going about it is wrong, you know? Like, this is good pressure. You're playing with your team. You guys are shutting off the map. You're obviously up by a lot of gold, so you're, like, you know, closing in the map really well. You've flown yourself probably, like, 900 gold worth of mana regen. If I'm 250 gold off of an item, like in this specific instance, and we have all this ward control, I would probably TP top. I would tell my team, hey guys, I'm finishing my Maelstrom, be careful. And I would definitely TP top in this exact map iteration. I feel like when I see this map, I know the enemy team is either farming triangle or making a move. That's the two things they could be doing. That move could be any of the 3 lanes, right? So they could be making a move on top. They could be making a move on bottom. So what happens is you TP top, you push out the lane, you tell your team, hey guys, be careful. And it's their job whether or not they back off, you know? If they don't back off and die, so be it. But you should definitely go finish your item. Since you could also be defending this tower for free. You know, like you're a support. If they're making a move bottom, then you're just going to defend the tower for free.
Tower is under attack.
So now that I see CM bottom, I just tell my Necro, hey man, be careful. They're almost certainly all bottom. I want you to realize why that's so obvious. The opponent's either farming triangle or making a move. Like, there's literally nothing else for them to be doing in the game right there. So when I saw CM, I knew they were all bottom. I knew literally every single one of their heroes was bottom. It's just, there's no casual one guy when they're losing by this much, right? Okay, so we solo killed the Dawn. Very nice.
Thanks for playing Dota.
Now that you have no ultimate, please just TP top. You know? Please. Just go push this out. My issue is that you've been fighting with the team for a while. You definitely need to know when to stop for just a second. I would say almost every 4K support player I watch does not understand the idea of resetting the map real quick. So all that means is you take a fight, you use your spells, spend the 40 seconds that this spell's on cooldown, pushing top and running back to your team, and then what's going to happen is all the lanes are going to be pushed in, and you're going to be forcing a fight again with your ultimate, right? It's like, I know you're not useless without your ult, but this is what supports are supposed to do. Be useful, go push out a wave if there is one, and then when your abilities are up again, come back. This part of not leaving your team when your ultimate's not available is what is making you 4K. 100%. If you fix this, you'll have an extra probably 1,500 gold by minute 20, and you'll have an extra 2 levels, and the map will look better, you know? So what's supposed to happen is you're supposed to be at this exact fight with having pushed 2 creep waves top. Push 2 creep waves, run back to your team, right? What's going to happen is you're going to force the enemy team to potentially separate. All these good things are going to happen. All these good potential factors are going to change.
Absolutely love your stream.
I love you too, but I need you to not do that during my replay analysis because I'm grilling this fucker. I'm just kidding. Thank you. So, I just need you to understand you're opening up an entire chapter of Dota by playing around your own cooldowns, okay? So it's like your own usefulness. Certain heroes don't have cooldowns, but maybe you ran out of mana, right? So you have to like TP back to base, get mana, then run top, push a creep wave, and run back to your team. That kind of thing. There's all types of things that dictate whether or not you're supposed to be with your team at any given moment, right? And it's like, if you're not full power and there's a lane to go push, that's like the perfect cue to go push the lane and then join your team again by the time you're full power. The quicker that you leave and then the closer you come back to the moment that you're full power, which in this case is your ultimate plus Maelstrom, like that's just ultra efficiency. That's the definition of efficiency. You know what I'm saying? So, I want you to know that you're supposed to be at this fight. It's just that this wave was supposed to get cleared. You probably go pick up the bounty runes or some shit. This is why in your bracket that there's 5 bounty runes here. Because the supports don't do this kind of stuff. You know? It's so weird to think this, but your cores are actually being very aggressive on the map, which is great. That's not too common, I would say, in 4K. But because they're being so aggressive, that's leaving a lane unpushed. So something I want you to strongly consider is how likely it is that your cores will push these lanes. Your carry's a Ricky. He doesn't clear waves. I want you to realize that. You have a carry that does not clear waves. So that means there's likely going to be more waves to clear. So macro sense of the game, very lacking as a support player. Very lacking. Even in a game where you're this far ahead, you probably had, in the last 4 minutes, 3 or 4 opportunities to TP top and push it and then rejoin the team, and you just never did. Now you guys are fighting without your Necro. This is like a perfect example of what happens. You had no ultimate there until just now, and your Necro, who's like super strong, is just not here because you're not pushing top, so he TP top. This is just... You guys have the right idea of what heroes are supposed to be doing in the game. One guy's top and the rest are here, but you guys don't have the proper distribution because of you. It really is because of you, because it's supposed to be you. 100% supposed to be you when your ultimate's on cooldown. But like right now, it's not supposed to be you, right? So, you know, and it's obviously different in this case. Okay, so they're running into you guys. This is where we linger on bottom wave.
Dominating, I guess.
Okay, good. Yeah, nice. You linger on bottom half, I mean. Good. Killed the Dawn. Works. Good trade. Fast forward. Games look pretty stompy, so it's relatively over, I would say. You're going to keep playing with your team. The thing is, if you're not doing this properly in games where you're stomping by 6k, any game that's even slightly harder than this is going to be... It's going to be even worse. That's like the major emphasis I see here. You had so much ability to play for efficiency here. Like this is an example where I look at your resources, I look at your ult. You're supposed to walk to bottom here. I need you to see this, support players. It is fucking you. Oh my god, so many of you support players. This is exactly what makes you guys support players. You're fucking useless. Look at you. Look at you. Are you like in denial? Do you think I'm being rude? Do you think looking at this screen you're useful? No. So there's 2 things when you're not useful. You go reset resources and then immediately run back to your team to make yourself useful, or go push a creep wave and go back to your team and be useful. Those are the 2 choices. That's it. Like, those are the only 2 things, right? Maybe as a 5, you might go like D-ward or something. Like, that's also an option. Maybe establish ward control of somewhere real quick. But, like, this is the perfect opportunity to get an injection of like 900 gold bottom lane, get the lane pushed in, and then by the time the enemy respawns, your team's going to be regrouped with an Aegis, all 3 lanes pushed in, fight. But now what's going to happen is you guys are going to get the Aegis, and somebody on your team is going to go push bottom. And then that only potentially leads to disaster. You guys aren't even going to get the Aegis. Somebody on your team is going to be like, I need to go bottom, guys. We want to take this triangle, but I guess I need to go bottom. I'm just waiting for it. I'm waiting for somebody on your team to be like, I need to go bottom. Eventually, someone's like, I need to go bottom. We're just losing a fucking tower to creeps. I mean, it's more like the fact that there's just 9 creeps there. This is just painful. That's just, it's like watching me flush dollars down the drain watching this. There's just been dollars upon dollars flushed down the drain down here. Oh, this is so painful. Oh, is this the hoodwink? Is the hoodwink finally deciding to go bottom? No, he's waiting for his bottle. Does he think his bottle needs to be in his inventory to be... Okay, well, that guy's a noob. The thing about these lanes is now, notice how none of you want to go to it. Notice how nobody wants to go bottom. So the two choices you were left with was playing the triangle inefficiently because bottom lane's just not dealt with, or going to bottom and surrendering control of the triangle. So it's so important when you guys don't have cooldowns, that you don't have your power spikes, to go clear waves really quick, such that when you do have your power spikes, you can just play one area and feel very good about it, right? And you can force fights in like a specific part of the map. So that bottom lane is finally pushing like 4 minutes later. I think you'll notice that good things are going to start to happen when that bottom lane goes in, okay? I mean, there's a lot of chaos, so it might just occur beforehand, but usually the timer on good things is bottom lane. Kind of waiting for bottom lane here. Just waiting on that bottom lane. Oh, it's going in. I see it on the minimap. You don't give a shit, clearly, because you haven't looked at it a single time. Oh, bottom lane, slowly but surely. Map's slowly looking good now. Oh, it's looking good now. Somebody on their team's going to go bottom, and then we're going to kill them all. Very good. Very good. Nope, nope, never mind. Only one kill for one. Oh, nope, they went bottom on Dawn. Now you're killing Drow. Oh, that's so beautiful. Oh, that's so beautiful. They're bottom on Dawn. The guy could have maybe ulted, but... oh, man. What I love about Dota is you can just predict when good things are going to happen because the lanes get pushed. Yeah, your issue as a support player is the macro vision of the game. A combination of understanding why you're doing what you're doing in lane to make sure you have the right items and skill build to do it properly. And then later on in the game, resetting the map. You're basically just jacking off with your team while your ult's on cooldown, while you don't have resources. I want you to actually re-watch this game from like 10 to 20 minutes of all the times where your ult was not available and you generally weren't strong and there was a lane to push, okay? All of those times, you're supposed to go push that lane, reset your resources, and get back to your team as soon as possible with your resources reset as well as your ultimate available again. I want you to just watch it. You will see it at least 3 or 4 times this game, and I want you to watch this game specifically because I told you it happens, you know it happens, and now I need you to watch your future games or think about it in your future games, catching yourself, you know? See like what the triggers were in this specific game, you know, what it was about Wind Ranger that made it so you weren't as peak usefulness at that given moment, you know? But yeah, it's definitely your biggest issue. Not to brag, but I predicted that was going to be your biggest issue. Because I predicted that was going to be your biggest issue after I watched the lane. Because it looks like you fundamentally know how to support, which is good. But if you fundamentally know how to support like I watched you do in lane, and you're still 4K, that means this is probably your issue. It's become pretty common, is what I'm seeing. Anybody between like 3 to 6K support, and they fundamentally know how to play the role, this is their issue. Almost certainly. I've noticed it a lot. Okay. Give me a second here. That was a good replay, though. We got a couple more donations. We got Omichi. Oops. I feel like this window could be larger. I feel like this donation window is not very large. Okay. We got Omichi with the $10 saying, I don't like your content, but I support charity. Hey, guys, I am all about the spite donations. I am all about it. If you like my content, which makes you want to donate, if you dislike my content, which makes you want to donate out of pure spite to say, this $10, it could be yours, BSJ, but I'm going to give it to a good cause instead of your fucking pizza, then I get it, man. I totally get it. Thank you for the $10, dude. And Papine, right on, bro. Thanks for the $20. Welcome back from your vacation, my friend. And somebody named Anonymous gifted, or not gifted, donated $100 saying, great content, Mr. Giga Chad. Thank you very much, Mr. Anonymous. Whoever you may be out there. Thank you, Mom. Appreciate it. And Croy DT with the $10 just now says, I will always encourage humanitarian aid and charities for good causes. That's what a room to read is. Collective action is what strengthens communities and drives chains. Be it drones for UA soldiers, climate protection, education, together we can shape the world. Two hearts in the color of Ukraine. Hell yeah, man. Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go. Oh, by the way, if the person's still watching, your game definitely goes on as long as it does because you didn't push lanes. 100%. The things I'm talking to him about, guys, 100% prolong the game. 100%. Like, I'm not just telling a support to farm. Taking care of waves, 100% prolongs the game. Or not taking care of waves will prolong the game. Was there a reward for the goal or no? I'd actually set up this stream last minute, so I did not prepare a reward. But I'm open to ideas, okay? I'm open to ideas. We could do a fun stream one of these days. When I get back to the States, I could do a banana suit stream. I could literally order a banana suit and do it over the weekend. If that sounds fun to you guys. I'm open. I kind of got this sprung on me last minute. And it just shows like how awesome of viewers you guys are. Because last minute, you guys are making this a very successful charity stream. So thank you for that, guys. Wait, what? Okay, sorry, I need to permaban somebody. Hey, mods, I need you guys to ban people who say certain demographics of people need to be shot. I would appreciate it if you banned those type of comments. Just saying! You know, I do have some mods in chat, so, you know. Okay. Yeah. All random deathmatch. You put 20% on top of the amount for charity. Sure, I'll do that. I'll put 20%. 20%'s a lot. Well, I'll cap it at 200. I'll 20% cap it at 200. I'll do that. Hey, BSJ, I'm newish to your Twitch. Welcome, my friend. Do you usually do coaching and reviews at the start of the stream? No, I would say, generally speaking, I have a schedule per week. I should actually just release this schedule because I'm actually doing it pretty consistently. Coaching and replays are almost exclusively Wednesdays. So if you don't like this kind of content, then Wednesday is probably not the best day to tune into my stream. If you love this kind of content, then fucking mark the Wednesdays on your calendar, okay? But yeah, so Wednesday is generally the coach heavy day. I do replays on other days too, but it's like very rare, you know, like it would be like 2 other replays per week spread across 5 days. So you know, it's they're there, but it's more like I have 30 minutes. I don't have time to play a pub. Let's do a replay. But yeah, on Wednesdays I generally do more education stuff. Okay. Got ourselves another replayer. Why do you do a charity stream? Do you also get money for it, or is it just promotion and attention to your channel? So, let me tell you guys, I'll just be honest with you guys. So, when you donate to Room to Read, what you're actually doing is padding my thick pockets. I'm learning from Trump. I've learned that if I just tell people I'm going to do something with their money, I can just take it and spend it for my... No, I'm not actually serious. I'm a part of Team Liquid, and Team Liquid is actually a huge organization about... or like they hugely prioritize giving back to the Dota community, or Dota esports community, and the rest of the world. It's seriously like no bullshit. Oh shit, I almost spilled my water. They really do prioritize that. So stuff like this is genuinely just Liquid taking it upon themselves to organize a 24-hour stream event across multiple content creators in order to raise money for a good cause. So for me, it's because I take pride in being part of a really good organization like Team Liquid. They asked me to do this, and I said, hell yeah, sign me up. And here I am. That's it. That's it, guys. That's literally it. There's no fucking catch here. I'm not making any money by doing this other than the fact that some people are subscribing. But, you know, I'm not making any money here. I'm just here to make you guys give money to a better cause, you know. That's all I'm here for. But, yeah, no bullshit, man. No bullshit here. I need to change the timestamp on this replay. Okay, so just a second ago, we did a 350 MMR PL. Now we're doing a 4,500 MMR PL. 4500, 4,500. That's pretty solid MMR. Says, hello, I play different roles a lot. He didn't actually say hello, but I inserted that hello naturally. I'm not sure why. Used to purely play mid. I recently peaked around 5,300, playing mostly support, actually, and then randomly feel like I got a lot worse after trying to play a lot of carry. I just wanted to improve at the role. Some games I feel like I know exactly how to play, which items to go, how to lane. Some games I feel super lost and unsure how I could possibly carry the game. I feel you, man. Honestly, all that changes about that dynamic as you get better at Dota. It happens less. But I absolutely remember games in the last week where I was kind of lost. Like, it doesn't happen nearly as often anymore because, you know, knowledge of the game and all that kind of stuff goes up. But just letting you know, that's like something where you simply work on it and it becomes slowly but surely better, but it never goes away, you know? It's just a constant process. Especially from the one position, I have a tough time feeling agency, even if I come out of lane decently strong. I often feel like I'm falling behind in farm, between the 10 to 20 minute mark. Probably inefficient interaction, we'll check it out. Because I'm either overly cautious with the info I have, or I try to farm more aggressively and end up feeding. Okay. When I saw Ursa Battle Fury in this game, should I have tried to join fights earlier? That wouldn't really change the way I fight, it just means that... It's not that it would not change the way I fight, it just knows that Ursa is less likely to fight, and I just know that, but it doesn't, that's it. So if I was debating going to the fight or not, and a Diffusal Ursa would kill me, but, you know, a Battle Fury Ursa wouldn't, I might go to that fight, you know what I mean? I also realized PL's not very strong this patch, true. I honestly do not enjoy a lot of the meta heroes at the moment, and instead trying to expand my hero pool and improve my general gameplay instead of focusing on MMR. Appreciate the review. Yeah, man, everyone's different. I highly encourage you guys to do what you enjoy the most in Dota. I think there's a lot of merit to learning meta heroes, even if you don't particularly love them. But of course, if you're playing Dota more as a hobby, more as like a passion thing, then understandable. So let's check it out. It's just hard to learn heroes when they're not meta, because they're not strong, you know?
It is most definitely in the bag.
This one is in
Okay.
It falls to
30
me to
seconds
inform
to battle.
this one.
Hello, I'm Gabe Newell.
So you're against
Just
Puck
achieved
Tusk.
first blood. Thanks and have fun.
So you have AA5, which pretty much guarantees you're going to lose the lane. So we're like ultra big chillin'. A lot of defensive creep aggro, minimize trading, purely playing for CS, I wouldn't even be doing this. Honestly, that ended up being a good trade, because Puck, like, overplayed, so never mind. I mean, it worked out. I guess I wouldn't have expected him to do that. You're going to keep laying outside of tower. We need to hit the creeps a bit, though, because Puck only had 1 creep with her. Yeah, okay, so you're checking. Good, good, good. You're hitting the creeps a bit. Great. Keeping lane equilibrium. Fantastic. Yep, great so far. Great, absolutely fantastic. Fucking amazing. Oh my gosh, Puck's actually... That level 1 trade you took is owning. Nice. Okay, well, honestly, you're playing way better than this Puck, so you're winning the lane. You're gonna keep the lane equilibrium where it is. Perfect. Make sure your range creep dies. No! Don't kill that range! Oh, okay, your support pulled. Still, though, you shouldn't do that. You should not kill that range right there. You should kill your own creep here, get this last hit right here, and then let these 2 creeps kill this one. That would have been a free deny on a range creep. And now Puck gets it. Or maybe at least didn't get it denied. I would have definitely taken my W level 3 against Tusk. You're just a noob. It's fine. Learned lesson. Level 3 W against Tusk. Any hero with a disengage against Tusk. Very important. Noob alert. It's fine. You can put that one in your memory bank of things you're supposed to do. The thing about Tusk is when he has tag team activated, you get shit on. When he doesn't have tag team, he isn't that strong. So it's all about disengaging from his tag team, right?
Got it.
Probably would have gone boots in this lane. You're against Tusk. Yeah, just really poor understanding of Tusk. So as a carry, you're not understanding lane equilibrium. You're not understanding that against heroes with heavy chase potential and strong committal spells, you don't ever want to play the lane up here. Ever, right? And also, when you're playing against heroes with strong committal spells, you go evasion items, not trading items. Okay? I want you to realize that in tag team, there's not a single item you could buy that wins you the trade. Outside of tag team, you're just going to win the trades. Because Puck has low base armor, medium base damage. Tusk has low base damage, low base armor, all that kind of stuff. So you're going to win these trades outside of tag team, and you're going to lose them inside tag team. Absolutely no item that changes that. So I probably wouldn't have... I probably would have bought boots before completing both Wand and Wraithband. Maybe I go Wand, Wraithband into boots, but the ban of Elven Skin's a pretty massive oversight. Let's see here. So not going W level 3 against Tusk, not buying boots before Band of Elven Skin and playing the lane up front. You're just poorly adjusting to Tusk. Most of the time in lane, your decisions are made by the supports, not by the course. The way you play the lane, in terms of the actual creeps, where you CS them and such, is usually based on the core. But these macro decisions, where it comes down to where the lane matters, and whether or not you, like, what skills you go, and if you're playing the lane defensively, all that kind of stuff, usually it's determined by the supports, actually. So what I'm feeling like is everything you're doing wrong in this replay is a incredibly bad understanding of Tusk. Like, you picked PL into Tusk. Tusk is actually pretty bad against PL, because Tusk is a single target damage hero that has a disjointable stun with your W, and you can also get away from his shards and tag team. So your hero is actually very good against Tusk, but you're not acting like it, you know? Not acting like it at all. So your first one feed led to a second feed, and your second feed led to that feed. That feed doesn't happen if the first two didn't happen, for sure. So Puck was pretty low mana there. You actually managed to bully her away. But by the time she's full mana again, we need to get the fuck out of here. So, okay. A pulled the lane. Gotta chill a little bit. Okay. Gonna push the lane out because Puck left. That's actually a huge opening for us. We're gonna push the lane out, get out before she's alive again. We're just jungling now, maybe defending our tower, but I'd be content to just ditch the lane entirely unless we need to defend, like, from Basically, this is a lane where I don't want to return to their spells. So unless the heroes that I'm scared of are somewhere else, or they have casted spells on my support underneath the tower, I'm not returning. That's what I'm thinking. So I would actually make my way towards mid right now because of the map situation right now. This is a very common rotation. If your mid rotates out of mid and you don't want to be in lane, this is the perfect indicator to go mid right now. It is the fucking dream as a carry when you want to leave your lane, your mid rotates bottom, creates pressure for you to just go mid right now. It is the fucking dream. I love it. Give me that mid lane solo XP, daddy. Nom, 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 nom. Give it to me. Give it to me. Then what's going to happen is somebody on their team is going to TP mid, and then I can make my way back top farming, you know? So I'm going to get this solo XP. I'm going to get the next wave, and then I'm going to do this farming pattern because somebody on their team farmed mid, right? So this is like, fucking give me that fucking XP mid. But instead, you're returning to top, taking from your AA? How dare you take away from your AA? This was all yours. That was all his. What the fuck are you doing? But now you're actually playing the dangerous part of the map, which is bad, because you could have just been mid. But you're actually supposed to make your way back here. That's what I said earlier. So you're technically reset the map to where I'd want you to be. Mid team's making a lot of space. That's great. You're gonna pressure top a little bit with the catapult. Yeah, I actually don't mind this play. Yeah, that was good. That was good pushing of the limits there. You saw a bunch of heroes on the map. This is bad. This is trash. Okay. So, let's talk about a very common issue. I call this the Jenkins issue. There's actually a lot of issues that are termed the Jenkins issue because he has a lot of them. But the reason why it is the Jenkins issue is, well, first and foremost, Jenkins doesn't. But let's actually exactly talk about what the issue is. So the issue that we call the Jenkins issue is that we apply pressure for a good reason. Absolutely great reason. There was a fight that just occurred somewhere else on the map, and we have a catapult. Fantastic. That means because there's a catapult, because the enemy team was preoccupied somewhere else, that they can't all be here, but yet they also feel the need to defend this tower. Amazing opportunity to create some pressure. Amazing opportunity to create some pressure. Okay? Amazing pressure. But we are a carry with Tread's Blade of Alacrity. So this is where the Jenkins issue comes into play. Okay? Jenkins is actually quite good at pressuring the map like this. But what happens here is that when you are not strong, in this case, your teammates had lost the fight. You had two teammates dead. You have Tread's Blade of Alacrity. You're not at any sort of power spike. You're a PL at 11 minutes. We have forced a reaction. I want you to realize that you lost two heroes. You are currently not strong, and you have forced a reaction. That is the dream. And then you go, but I need more. And then you fucking feed like an idiot. That is the Jenkins special. That is the Jenkins special, that last sentence. But I need more! And then you go feed like an idiot. Dude, this is the fucking dream. This is working because they were somewhere else. They are chasing you. That is why this is working. Okay? And then you just decide to fuck it up and chase them. Why? Just leave now. Just leave. Just farm backwards. Look at bottom lane. Pressured. Mid lane. Farmed. Entire jungle behind you. To farm. And you're like, let's go fucking get them, boys. I'm a PL with Tread's Blade of Alacrity. Fuck them up. Oh my god, it's painful. That move by you was so fucking good if you just backed off and farmed your jungle. Oh, that was so good. So there's two reasons to create pressure, okay? Two reasons. One, force the opponent to fight you. In which case, they come, you fight them. Two, force them to react to you because they were busy doing something else, or there's something else they want to do. You know, like say they want to take Roche, you can't really fight them, so you pressure bottom tower to make them go there. That's an example of what I mean. So the first example, you and Jenkins are fantastic because you're going to force them to respond here. They're going to come, you're going to fight them, and you're going to kill them. But in the second example, you and Jenkins make the Jenkins problem because you're forcing them to come to you. You're not actually strong. They're just reacting to what you're doing. You're attempting to force them to react, and then you fight them anyway. If you can learn that aspect, it will be a huge deal as a carry because you clearly understand how to create pressure. But since there's two scenarios, what that means is 50% of the time that you're doing this, you're going to feed, which is actually bad. It's going to cost you MMR because you're trying to create pressure correctly, but you're actually feeding half the time. So what I can tell you is I can't guarantee you're going to be higher MMR than Jenkins, who's about 7k right now. But you will gain a lot of MMR as carry if you make this pressure move in situations where you're not strong enough to fight and then don't fight them. Okay? Let them chase into you. Great. Don't chase back. Okay. Can't see the hero bar? Oh. We'll like move this down a little bit to like here. I didn't think about the hero bar at the top. Sorry, guys. Okay. Same thing here. Stop chasing back into them, please. Dude, it's the same thing, man. It's the same fucking thing. Okay, so I need you to think about PL as a hero. He can rush back in and kite back. Rush back in and kite back. He can rush in and doppelganger back and lance you. PL is all about poking and prodding. He's all like, eh. That's what PL does, okay? And that includes your approach to the map, okay? Like, that includes the way you play the map. You want to be like, and that guy goes like, ugh, and then he reacts to it, and then you're gone. You're like that little flea that's flown to the other side of the corner of the room already, right? So right now, this move you made on Puck is cool, but guess what? It's going to force a reaction. You poked them. They felt it. They're like, go get him. But now you need to be the fly. You need to run. You need to force them to come and then leave. Okay? And force them to fight into you. Okay? But the problem is you're forcing people to come to you right here. And then you're forcing people to come to you. These are all cool moves. But then you're pulling the Jenkins. And you're like, go get them. I made them show up. Now fight them. Okay? It's the exact same thing. Just leave. Go farm your triangle. Go walk towards mid. Just leave. Just leave. Just leave. Ugh. Just leave. Just leave. Why? Why?
Thanks for playing.
Why are you going hood? Why aren't you just leaving? Oh. Okay, we're gonna force another reaction, but we don't see heroes. We need to be kind of cautious. We're not cautious, but this time they didn't have enough heroes. I think that still should have backfired on you, to be honest. Okay, we're gonna back here. They reacted a bunch of heroes bottom. Please go back to your triangle now. You can actually TP top since you saw a bunch of heroes bottom. Never mind your Marcy TP top. Okay, we see a bunch of heroes top. We're gonna go push a wave and farm backwards. I might have died here. I might have actually died there. That was your most reasonable death of the game so far.
Dire should look to their bottom. Dire's bottom tower is in danger. Dire should look to their top tower.
That was a good move by the opponent.
Has fallen.
So you see a bunch of them. You need to farm your way back towards top now, since there's a bunch of heroes bottom. You're gonna go clean up mid wave. Yep. You need to migrate your way to top, but you're not kiting them around the map. You see them top now, you're gonna go bottom. Okay, you're actually doing a decent job of kiting them around the map. Problem is, it's like 6 deaths too late, you know? I think that 1 death bottom was reasonable. I think you could have that 1 death. But now it's like impossible to play. The map's just closing in on you.
That was unreal.
Dire's middle tower.
Yeah, I mean, this game's pretty impossible now because you're against Puck as PL. Which means, like, you could never farm side lane survivably. So PL is all about this little poke and prod, kite them back on the map, make them chase you infinitely. That's really how PL is. He's elusive, he's annoying. As you're chasing him, he's hitting you with mana burn illusions. That's like all the hero is, right? So what you're basically doing is, you're doing the first part of forcing them to react to you and chase you, and then you're just running back into them. Honestly, you would probably win this game in your bracket if you did everything the same except for running back into them after you've forced a response. I think your movements on the map are reasonable. It's just once you force them to react, you're just fighting them. I mean, that's it. Like, honestly, that's your major issue this game. I think everything else was, like, pretty good. You don't understand that in lane, which means, like, what I mean is in lane, like, a lot of times in lane, the enemy may have a spell that you don't want to fight into, like Tusk Tag Team, Grimstroke, Inkswell, Mars, Spear, stuff like this, Doombringer, Scorched Earth, and a lot of these lanes are all about forcing them to use these spells and then having a plan to disengage from the spell, right? And then after the spell's over, maybe you can look for an opportunity to fight them. It's the same idea with Tusk, right? So what happened in lane was you didn't think about it, and then you just, level 3, when you were winning the lane, you didn't take your Doppel, you got caught by a Shards plus tag team, and you just died. So your idea of forcing the opponent to react to you, forcing them to use spells, but then disengaging is literally non-existent in the lane, in the game, at all times. I think it's crippling you as a carry. So, like, as a carry, these deaths lose you the game. Like, as other roles, you might be able to get away with them. But if you feel like you're worse at carry, this is definitely why. Because these deaths, you probably have them on other roles, but they're not nearly as crippling on other roles as they are on carry. So, they're bad, obviously, but they're not as crippling. As other roles, like especially support, you're generally happy to force 4 heroes to gank you and then die. You know what I mean? But like as a carry, it's not actually good. You know what I mean? It's not actually good to force 4 heroes to gank you and die as a carry. That doesn't work. That doesn't win you games. So, yeah, man. I hope that helped. That was a good replay. I had fun. Sorry for getting a little weird in there. You don't go Manta against Puck. You go S&Y for sure. He was building it. That's good. You go S&Y there. Probably S&Y Heart. That game. Probably like S&Y Heart Scotty. Or maybe S&Y Heart Basher. Would have to see how the game's going. Basher's for Puck, Scotty's for Ursa Sniper, so it just kind of depends on who your issues. We have received another couple donations from Brian Crow 3 for $10. Says, "Thank you for getting me and my friends out of Herald." You're welcome. And thank you for the $10 for the charity. And then I Azazi, a regular of the channel, thank you so much for the $10. No comment, but your $10 says enough. Thank you. Oops. And then $20 from Anonymous. Man, the guy donated again. Saying, "Cheers from Ukraine. I hope this small amount will go for a good cause. Love your content. Peace." Hey, man, I promise you it's going towards a good cause. And I hope you and your family, loved ones, friends are all safe, my friend. Thank you for the $20. Really do. Thank you. Manta is not actually good against Puck, generally. If you Manta and then she coils, she can see the real one. Most Pucks will silence you. You'll Manta, they'll orb, kill your illusions. It's not a good item against Puck. Like, there's certain heroes that still go it anyways, but you don't go Manta because they have a Puck. Unless maybe you're Jug. Specifically Jug, just to use spin. Why is meta always shifting away from lanes? Why don't they nerf jungle farm in order to promote more laning presence? I feel like there's a lot of laning presence, honestly. I don't think they're shifting more away from lanes. I think people are just better at punishing lanes than they used to be. What's good against Puck? I'd say generally PL is pretty bad against Puck. It's not as bad as it used to be because you can go S and Y. In the past, when the S and Y did not give status resistance, it was a really bad matchup for PL. I mean, generally against Puck, BKBs and lockdown are the way to go. Can't you use Doppel right after Manta? Not if Puck coils you, and after you Doppel, she can also just coil you, so. I'm specifically saying against Puck, Manta is not good. I'm not saying Manta's a bad item on PL. Specifically against Puck, it's not very good. If you guys are asking, I feel like you probably haven't played the matchup. I'll have you know that I've played a lot of games of PL, and since Puck is generally good against PL, I will see Puck a decent amount. So, yeah, I mean, that matchup, you pretty much always go S and Y. And Discat knew that, though, so it's good. Thoughts on Thompson returning? Hell yeah, man. He still got it. I don't know where he'll go, but he still got it. Just Manta dodge coil? Hell yeah. Honestly, if you're good enough to Manta dodge coil, then it's a good item versus Puck. I didn't download this replay yet. Why do I have marked that I downloaded this? whatever. Isn't the silence annoying? Silence doesn't really hurt PL that much. PL is similar to Jug. Manta is predominantly in order to reliably use your survivability spell. So if your survivability spell isn't very good against Puck, or just whatever hero you're playing against, then Manta is not generally very good. I mean, Manta on PL is really nice for farming, so if you're like really far ahead and you want to use Manta to accelerate your farm, but if the game's like kind of close, usually as a carry, your items have to be good for fights, as well for potentially farming. So it's like if your Manta on Jug doesn't make you able to spin, say like I Manta on Jug and then I die to Chrono, it's like Manta may not be that great. It's like if I Manta on PL and then my Doppel doesn't do anything anyway, there's no point in not being silenced. Do you know what I mean? Like, what's the point in PL not being silenced if his Doppel isn't very effective? You get an extra lance off, you know? What are you thinking, you know? Okay. I got another replay. What time in the stream are we? We are an hour 53. For people that are wondering, today is just a charity stream. I played a lot of pubs yesterday, and I'm chilling right now with some replays. Leaning towards not playing all that much today. Got to catch up on some educational content for the viewers. If you guys want this educational content, all of these replays get uploaded to my exclusive YouTube, which is available to you if you are a Twitch subscriber. So if you want to make sure you see all these replays, ! Discord, join the Discord. The Discord's not only for subscribers, but there's a specific channel where if you link your Twitch to the Discord, you can see all these videos. So, totally don't have to though. You can always see them on my stream. It's just, unless you're watching the stream religiously, you might miss them. So. Okay. Welcome back, everybody. Got ourselves a BSJ replay. This is a 4600 Medusa. Says, hey BSJ, reminder 4600 Medusa, 4600. Sending in a game that I felt like I played really well on a hero I'm very comfortable with. Would love to see what else I can be working on. Still feel like my laning is the weakest aspect, but hopefully making improvements. Some things I noticed when going over the replay. Starting items might be sus, wanted efficient stats to bully the double range versus double melee matchup. Serious misplays resulting in bad farm sequence at 10 minutes. 13:30, tried to push one more wave before they respawn, but went over my limits. 22 minutes, was this a BSJ TP? Sure, we'll check it out. 22 minutes, okay. If you want stats to bully ranged heroes, or sorry, melee heroes, I wouldn't say this is stats. This is 3 all stats and 600 gold, so it's not really that much. If that was like your intent. If you want stats, you know, you just go the slipper circlet. I don't know if this is a lane where you can go quelling if you're against Marcy Bounty Hunter. They're gonna fight you a lot. I would have just gone. You can maybe go quelling with like the other stat items, but yeah, it's really important you right click this Bounty Hunter as much as possible. And since you only have 3 stats worth of items, it's not ideal. That was a bad snake because you're pushing the lane. It's not worth that 1 CS to ruin the lane. Equilibrium. That was a really bad snake. Like, really bad snake. I don't know if I've emphasized that that snake was really fucking bad. Really fucking bad. So I was in a lane similar to yours where lane equilibrium is super important on Medusa. I want you to see what I did in this lane, right? I actually got flamed by my lion. for playing the lane too passively. I mean, he's ranked 900 and I'm ranked 200, so fuck him. But I want you to see how I played the lane for the first few waves, because I'm in a similar lane. I'm against Death Prophet Wyvern, you know, slows, chase, all that kind of stuff. So like, I want you to see in the first wave, I recognized how important the lane equilibrium is, and I just want to make sure it's pushing into me at all times. I'm willing to miss CS for it, if the lane equilibrium is that important. Against Marcy Bounty Hunter, it is super important. Notice how the lane's pushing into me at all times. I'm making sure it is. Obviously, the Death Prophet in this case is pushing it, but I'm not going to do anything that pushes the wave. I even tank creeps outside a tower to make sure that the wave does not push. Notice this? I'm doing everything I can to keep the lane as far back as possible.
Double kill.
I'm pretty much never snaking unless the lane's already pushed into me, right? Notice this? The lane's like always pushed into me because I'm not snaking. This was actually a really bad snake, the one I just used. I remember in-game regretting using it. But you're seeing the difference, right? And I actually ruined my same lane the way you did here. Notice this? I'm doing the same thing you did. It's actually a mistake for Wyvern to pull here because the lane was already at their tower. So Wyvern actually made my mistake not that bad. But I told you this snake was garbage right when you threw it. And then, you know, 30 seconds later, you're losing 2/3 of your HP for free. It's really no surprise. If you play a lot of Medusa, you definitely would understand that the hero's super slow, suffers if the lane gets pushed out against certain lineups, or against certain matchups. So, like, this is a situation where the lane looks like fucking god tier perfect for you, and you just fucking ruin it. You just literally fucking ruin it. You see that, right? I want you to see it. Just fucking ruined it. Okay, now the lane's back, though, after, you know, we donated a quick 300 HP for free. Okay. I would have dragged this outside of tower. So I would see this. I would see that the lane's coming into my tower right here. I would have walked over here and A-clicked an enemy hero to pull these creeps outside a tower in order to preserve the lane in front of my tower. I don't give a shit about whatever's happening over here. I would take the fact that something's happening over there as permission to aggro the creeps outside a tower, because that's generally going to jeopardize your positioning, right? But instead the lane's this far up again.
Thanks for playing.
So when the lane's this far up, I'd rather just push it out into their tower, like you're doing. Now try to get it back. Pull to my range here. No pulling to the range. Yeah, the lane just perpetually pushed out.
Killing spree.
Yeah, there's just so many things you could have done to manage this lane equilibrium better. Keep it here, please. Don't pull it into your tower, though. You need to be hitting it forward a bit. Your lane equilibrium management for a Platinum tier Medusa is so bad. Oh, it's so bad. We don't want it pushing into us too hard, and we don't want it pushing out. We want it, like, as even as possible. So when the lane's pushing into you, you're not hitting it back. When the lane's perfectly even, you're snaking. You see what I'm saying? The lane this lane equilibrium is consistently mismanaged. Ugh. Yeah, you can't even really walk up here. They actually pulled for you. That was really nice of them. You're pretty done here, right? Like, you're gonna kill this wave and get out? Yeah, you're done here. Definitely a lane you just leave against Bounty Hunter. Okay. I would definitely just go Yasha, because I'm not planning on laning. Just want to maximize farm efficiency.
There is little hope for Dire's middle tower.
Let's find a lane since nobody's here. We see 3 heroes mid right now. I'm just looking at the minimap. Definitely... I would have gone for one wave top there. Now it's too late to go back top.
There is little hope for Radiant's middle tower.
New treasures.
Going for the extra wave top would have been pretty huge since they were 3 heroes mid. Now you're running out of farm space. Yeah, now you just gave up that wave top. It's actually a pretty big deal. You probably left top a minute or two too early here, since you gave up that one wave. I see 4 heroes on the map. I'd like you to just TP top, push it out, and then farm back through your jungle. Maybe do this and then TP top. Please TP top. Okay. Better late than never. Now farm backwards. Just farm backwards. That's why you came here. Oh, just one wave and farm backwards. Oh, just farm one wave and backwards.
Dominating performance.
Oh, it's so predictable. You even, I mean, you said in your notes that you pushed one extra wave, but the reason why you go top on Medusa specifically is in order to farm backwards in your entire jungle. Because it's giving you permission to not defend your towers. Pretty much the only inconvenience Medusa struggles with is having to defend her towers. Like, people running at her. So if you push out the lanes, it allows you to farm jungle. So, like, by not pushing this extra wave right here, when you have all this information mid, see how we see Void bottom and 3 heroes mid? By not pushing this extra wave right here, you're actually giving up this camp, and maybe this camp at 10 minutes. I want you to see that. See these creeps? See this information? This is allowing you to clear this wave such that you can start your 10-minute farm right here. But instead, you're actually going to start your 10-minute farm all the way back here. See that? And it doesn't actually give you more farm. It actually gives you less farm. And it leaves that top lane being pushed in. So let's fast forward to back to where you were.
Killing spree.
So yeah, same thing here. It's like, it's the exact same process. Like, I don't even care if you think you're trying to push this extra wave. It does literally nothing. You're a Medusa, your tower's defended, you flash farm the shit out of the jungle. There's no, like, extra wave here. You know what I mean? In the other example, it was 10:48 or 9:48. So it actually makes sense to go for this extra creep wave, if possible, because it's setting you up to start the next minute right here. But the next minute, in this case, has already started. It's right here. Just start it, you know? Just go. Go hit your creeps. You've earned it. You went and cleared a dangerous wave. Now go earn it. Or you've earned it. Now go take it. It's like you knew in the game, but I need you to know why. It's not enough to just know that you did it. You need to know why. I would not have hit that tower. Holy shit, you're nuts. I mean, I guess we got it. I feel like that was kind of lucky. Yeah, I just wouldn't have gone Dragonlance here. I feel like all you needed was Yasha and the Manta. Accelerate your farm. Remove track. I don't think the Dragonlance does too much. You can go Manta Dragonlance afterwards if you want. If you think you need it to fight, but you definitely didn't need it early game.
Mega kill. Dominating, I guess.
Okay. That was good farming patterns. You're farming your way backwards. This is really good. This is a spot where you're supposed to have a Manta, and then you're supposed to be able to go farm triangle and that wave. But it's okay. Like, it's just better. That's why it's better for you to have gone Manta than Dragonlance rather than the other way around. Okay, you're pretty farmed, so they're not able to kill you. Nice. Great.
That was unreal.
We'll check out the BSJ TP scenario that you were wondering about, and then this looks good to me. Then go push out top. Yeah, this is good. You're strong. You're acting like it.
Double kill.
Start your farm far up, man. Start it up. See this? You need to prioritize starting your minute mark as aggressively as possible. You seem to do it bottom, but you never do it top for some reason. You see this? It's 1956. Just wait right here. Just wait.
Hello, this is Gabe Newell. Thanks for
Unless you're
playing
planning on
WT.
going back to top. That's the only reason you would do this. Which, if you're going back mid, this makes no sense. Now you're just out of farm 2 camps earlier.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire are scanning for enemies.
Yep, you're gonna start your farm pattern right here. Perfect. Where are you going? Dude! Where? Why do you... Are you allergic to this camp? What the fuck?
Double kill.
Is now active.
No semblance of understanding of where to start your farming patterns. Yeah, this is definitely a fight where you just walk to it. This is definitely a BSJ TP. You have such a natural way to connect to this fight. It's so fucking god tier perfect. You just farm this, you farm this, and then you just like walk this way. And if you don't go to the fight, then you're just gonna farm this and cut the next wave mid. So the funny thing is, I don't even think you get to this fight any faster by TPing here and walking. You can just connect to the fight. Dude, this is like, oh, this is such a natural way to connect to the fight. It's so correct for you to connect to the fight. But it's so straightforward when you look at the map that you can just farm your way to the fight. That's so perfect. You're absolutely right to want to fight here, but you could have just farmed your way to it. Oh, that's so beautiful, but instead,
This is Gabe dominating.
it ends up being okay.
Double kill.
It's just like, that's one of those situations where if that fight didn't occur, you would have just missed out on like 15 creeps. It's like the exact same result if you just walked there instead of TPing, except for if the fight didn't occur, the other option would have been better. For sure. Should have manted your illusions to bottom on your way back.
A prize.
I don't like that you're still playing your triangle like this. I would have farmed my way towards top, actually, because you're really strong. You're farming like you don't have Scotty Manta Dragonlance at 25 minutes. I would take their ancients right now. A little bit slow. Maybe Void snipe them now. I would have cut top wave with that Manta illusion set here. So if you were faster about this right here, you would have manted, cut this wave here. I don't really know. You're cutting mid wave, I guess? I mean, it's just worse, I'd say. Because you have a tier 1 tower right there. And you would want to Manta top wave again. You're not very good at Manta usage on waves you're walking away from. You don't do it bottom. You didn't do it top just now. You didn't do it here when you're walking to Roche and you could have sent the Manta this way. You're not good at that. I don't know what the I don't know what the disconnect here is. But on Medusa specifically, Manta is incredibly good for sending the opposite way, because the hero's main weakness is that she's really fucking slow. Right? So covering more area on the map with Manta is her best use of the item. So you don't seem to understand that on Medusa. And we walk down mid lane with a DD. And looks like that's all she wrote. Okay. Overall, I'd say decent, but you, your lane, it's like hard to explain, right? Because you know your lane's weak. I mean, I hope I'm helping in this case, because I know you've come to me for like 10 replays. This is a lot of replays that you've spent. The emphasis I'll give you is that we talk about creep aggro, we talk about lane equilibrium, we talk about all these concepts in the laning phase, that they all matter every game. Like, every single one of them matters, but every game there's like a priority of which ones are more important, and that's dependent upon the matchup, dependent upon the hero. I would say Medusa against heroes with chase potential, because she trades really well against these heroes usually, but also she's very slow. It's really important that the lane is near your tower as often as possible. You don't want the lane to push into your tower, if preventable, and you don't want the lane to shove into their tower. We want it just right outside of our tower as much as that is in our control. What that means is sometimes the lane's going to push into you and you can't help it. Sometimes the lane's going to push out for some reason that you weren't in control of. But I want you to see in this lane that if you do things that are not promoting these things that are within your control, then you're playing the lane incorrectly, right? So that's the first thing. Second thing is understanding why you do what you do on Medusa, meaning you push lanes in order to farm the entire jungle for free. So a lot of that comes down to understanding you want to start your jungle farming patterns at one end of the jungle and make your way to the other. Very simple on Medusa. Why? Because she's super slow. So her main focus of limiting her farm is to make sure she's not walking over the same area. You know, she's not treading back through the same area that she came from. That's super important on Medusa. I mean, that's important on every hero, but it's even more important on Medusa because she's 275 base movement speed. For some reason, you thought about starting your farming patterns really aggressive up here, or sorry, down here, but you never did it up here. You just like ignored this camp continuously. Conceptualizing farm on the minute is probably super important for you. And then the Manta usage, sending it away from you, was very lackluster as well. Main highlights of the replay. This was a 4600 MMR Medusa. Guldenero. Is that Gulden? Is that you? Thank you for the 10 gifted. Thank you. Welcome to the 10 new gifted subs. And Stalis, thanks for the Twitch Prime. Thank you. Thank you for the support, everybody. My energy levels are definitely dropping because I can only be excited in social for so long. But yeah, I just want to say thanks again, guys, for so much support today. We've already received $730 towards Room to Read. If you guys are just tuning in, this is just a 3-hour charity stream focused on Room to Read, which is this current campaign is all about supplying resources, staff, libraries, books to children in Tanzania and South Africa. And you'll be helping children that have lack of access to reading materials and educational materials to get them. So if you guys want to help that cause, it's indeed a great cause. You know, you can type !charity in order to donate. If you don't want to or you don't have the money, all good, my friends, all good. Random. I have learned from a lot of wise people, wiser than me. And I've also definitely read some books. I've talked about The Inner Game of Tennis as like a major book for me. I also read I'm blanking. Okay, Michael Crichton has a book. Michael Crichton. Travels? Yeah, Travels. I also read Michael Crichton Travels. I thought that was an incredibly good book for just a perspective on life in general. I don't know why I'm so bad at remembering titles. But I read that book as well. And a lot of what he said resonated with me in his book. The whole book is basically about him. I mean, it's actually, his life is actually so much like mine. I know he's like a super famous author, so I'm not like trying to say I'm like super famous or some shit, but like he basically went to med school, realized it wasn't for him. He wasn't exactly sure what was for him, but he realized it wasn't. So he traveled around the world, gathering experiences and kind of just seeing what the fuck was out there, just to see like, you know, this obviously isn't for me. I have to do some soul searching or whatever. And obviously he ended up becoming a writer, but a lot of like what he learned along the way really resonated with me a lot. There was like a moment I remember from the book where he was on some guided tour in the Amazon or some shit, and he was covered in bees, and his guide said that the bees like that you're sweating, and they'll just like, you know, they will usually be attracted to humans that are sweating, and they'll want to, like, I guess I don't know if they drink it or some shit, I don't remember. But basically, his only choice, he was like crouched in the bushes. He had a bunch of bees landing on him. And his only choice was to just sit there until they were done. Because, like, if he provoked the bees, then, you know, he's fucked. So there were moments like that in the book where, you know, he just talks about that he usually overthinks life, and that he usually always wants a solution to everything, and that he usually wants to like immediately fix problems, and that moments like that were moments where he just realizes how truly little control he has over the universe, and how often he doesn't have control over his own life. And that specific point resonated with me a lot. I feel like in Dota especially, like I actually want to tie this into Dota, because this is something I do. I usually try to take my life lessons that I'm learning and see how it reflects in my Dota games. I can absolutely promise you that whatever weaknesses you suffer from in real life, 100% reveal themselves in your Dota games, or anything else you do. An example of this in Dota games is that there's just some games where they're really hard games. You're having a really rough start or whatever, and there's just no clear play to make. There's no clear fight that you want. There's no clear timing. There's no clear, like, mode of action, you know, to go for. And there's been plenty of those games in the past where that's the case, and I seek an answer. I try to find an answer, and I end up, like, forcing an answer. You know, I, like, force a play, and then you just die, obviously, because there's no good play, and you didn't see a good play. You just tried to make one out of nothing. And, like, that message about the bees in the book, like, I know that may sound like bullshit to some of you guys, but it's like, the best play is to actually just accept what is currently happening to you and just exist in the game. And I know it sounds weird, but it's like the opportunity, the solution will eventually present itself, as long as you're looking for it and waiting for it, but you're not forcing it to happen. So much of Dota is like that. I would say that specific lesson needs to be learned by like 90% of people in my games. That has been an eye-opening lesson for me. Drastically changed my gameplay. I still fuck it up sometimes. Anytime I'm frustrated, tired, not thinking straight for some reason, I definitely still mess that up. But I'm at least like aware that I'm messing it up, you know. Okay. I think I have mental capacity for 1 or 2 more replays. Name of the book was Travels by Michael Crichton. He's the author of Jurassic Park. That's probably like what you know him from. Very good book. Travels. I didn't even know Ice 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 got kicked by Secret. I mean, it seemed like it was coming. Is that on Reddit or something? Yeah, I mean, Thompson will probably find a team, and I mean, he's going to be an integral part of the team. Clearly, Secret just thinks they're better off with Rezo, so. They clearly weren't doing very good with Ice Ice Ice, so. No surprise there, I'd say. I'm gonna go refill my water real quick.
Ban some scourge of the battlefield.
The conclusion is foregone, but honor demands we fight.
Bags are of little consequence at the expense of the craftsman.
It is in the bag.
Okay. This is a replay. We are how long into the stream? 224. Welcome back, everybody. Got ourselves a BSJ replay. This is a 3,310 Dazzle, position 5. Dazzle was my best hero last patch. He got me from 2.5k to 3.2k because he can crush lanes like a watermelon between Dawnbreaker's thighs. The carries I learned the last patch are kind of now, and I lost 300 more this patch as carry, so I'm going back to my main role. Low-key, sad, Valve removed Dazzle's Dispel on his E with Ags, but such is life. The important comments and avert your eyes timestamps. My plan going into this game was to bully the position 4 such that they could help their position 3 Jug. Help their position 3 so that Jug and I went in for a kill. Then transition into that annoying backline heal and save Menace. The mid game was rough. I definitely did not push enough lane creeps. I didn't really know what to do in this game particularly. I went Ether Lens because the game felt too hard to play without it. I feel like the fight execution was good 35 minutes onward, except the last one, which caused us to lose. Don't look. 15 minutes. We don't talk about that. 17 minutes. Herald Pathing. 1850. I'm sorry, I need to let these graves fly. 2250. I picked the wrong house. I don't even know what that means. 4250. The fight, which reminded me why I like Dazzle. 45 minutes slot issues. I'll be honest, we're unlikely to make it to 45 minutes, but if you're a god tier laner, we maybe make it there.
Just 30 seconds. We may never witness another match like this.
Gotta be careful walking around corners against melee supports.
They die by our hand.
You want to give yourself as much vision when walking around an area. Definitely needed to block the large camp here against a hero like Clock, who you can't walk into. Yeah, really bad management of pull camps. You allowed him to pull large camp. That's really bad. Yeah, this is like lane losing shit for you to let him pull hard camp there. If you're scared to walk into the enemy 4, you should always block hard camp, whether or not with your body or a ward. Ideally with your body, but if you feel like you'll die doing it with your body, then it's a ward. Okay, good pull though. If you never allow them to pull at 1 minute, 15 seconds ever again, that's straight up worth like at least 300 MMR. I'm not even kidding. Like, if you consistently let them do that across all games, that's going to cost you a lot of MMR. That's like a really egregious error.
Thanks and have fun.
To let them do that. I definitely wouldn't walk towards the Mars if I was getting gone on by Clock. Maybe you were thinking to walk towards the Jug. Okay, nice D-ward.
You're welcome.
Nice.
There is little hope for Dire's middle tower.
I feel like Jug's pretty good without you right now. I'd be considering other lanes. Looks like your Ember's struggling. You looked for a second, but I definitely think I would be concerned about mid lane. I just, from watching you, maybe it's because I was on fast forward earlier, I really have no idea what's happening mid. But you clearly don't care in the last like 2 minutes. You're just losing your mid tower.
Not so fast.
So you TV bottom. I think you definitely should have helped mid like way earlier. Just helping him defend the tower, make the OD fuck off. You're not like doing anything fancy. Your mid lane was just getting pressured. After you got the kill with Jug, you didn't really need to be top anymore.
Hello, this is Gabe Newell. Thanks for playing Dota 2.
Specifically after you got that kill, you just didn't need to be top anymore.
Of course.
It's not the fact that you don't want to be top, you just didn't need to be top. So if you don't need to be in your lane, you can start considering other lanes. Which in this case, there were other lanes that needed your help, and you kind of just ignored them. You could be checking and securing runes for your Ember. You could intentionally go back to base and then TP out and fill his bottle. There's so many options for you to have help to this Ember, and you didn't do them at all. So once you secure your lane as 5, it's super important to consider other lanes, and you just didn't do that. Yeah, cool little moves here. Cool little side steps. Might actually net a kill. Unfortunate. This is quite the courageous walk around the map against Clock. Nightstalker has ult, so it's fine that you're playing towards him.
Invisibility.
Yeah, Jug's definitely being chilling top.
Radiant's bottom tower is in danger.
You're like looking to help Jug in case he gets ganked. This guy's supposed to just spin TP, I think. I guess if we want to turn it, that's fine too. Okay.
Radiant should look.
I feel like I would have preferred to just play around my Nightstalker, but this play's okay.
Dire's bottom tower is in danger. Radiant's bottom tower
My issue is that you had an ultimate Nightstalker and you left him to go to that Jug. I feel like that's a TP that I would make to my Jug if there was nothing better to do in the game, but you were playing around somebody that was very strong at the current moment. So I don't like the fact that you TP top. I probably would have just preferred you played with your Nightstalker and let your Jug spin TP out.
Dire's top tower is in danger. Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant should look to their middle tower.
Definitely an awkward game because you guys are against OD who stomped his lane. Jug's doing some crazy shit.
A dominating performance.
I don't even blame you for that. Your Jug's kind of just bad there. That was just really bad.
Dire should look to their top tower. Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's top tower.
This is fine. Push mid and connect to your team. Pretty good positioning overall.
Killing spree.
Yeah, this is fine. Finally managed to get a good play off bottom. I think you were too focused on your Jug top. You should have left your Jug to his own devices most of the game and then played with your team bottom like this. If your Jug wants to feed when there's no way to cancel his spin when Clockworks doesn't have hook, then that's up to him, you know? Probably would have wanted you to path this way. So probably just pathing there. I think you said that was Herald pathing, so it's fine.
Enemy tower is in danger. Radiant should look to their top tower.
Never refuse gold.
And the thing is, even if you grave him, I don't think he lives, so... Silencer telling them there's a ward there.
Killing spree.
Dire's bottom
Don't
tower
worry,
is
Mo.
under
Perhaps it
attack.
is.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
Okay, you definitely sentry now that he did that. That was a nice grave. I can't believe you didn't sentry after the clock just threw a hook at you, blind.
Dominating, I guess.
That's pretty bad awareness, I'd say.
His middle tower has fallen.
I was meant to have this.
It's a nice stack from Megalo. Core players, SMH.
Feel the arcane power.
I don't like that you'd ever have a smoke on you. I honestly don't think Shard's all that great this game. I feel like you need to prioritize living more than Shard. I feel like you're never going to use your Shard without Ether Lens and maybe a Glimmer. Or probably a Force Staff. Maybe I'm underestimating Shard though, but I feel like if you just kind of die anyway.
Radiant's top tower
Okay, we got the D ward.
Killing spree.
Maybe because you have Keen Optic it makes it okay.
You'll be naught but bones. Excommunicated.
Mega kill. They're unstoppable. Dominating performance.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a fan of the Shard here for sure. Your positioning is just too aggressive. You're trying to get poison touches off when you're not able to. Holy Locket is a luxury item, which makes you strong at what... Holy Locket is a luxury item. Luxury items make you stronger at what you're currently doing. So if what you're currently doing is strong, then luxury items are good. So what that means, if you're having trouble with damage, survivability, mobility, then you have to build items that fix that, right? So if you're just dying, you can't build luxury items. Like, I'm thinking Force Staves, Ether Lens, Glimmer Capes. These type of items would be very important for you. Shard's also a luxury item on Dazzle. I know it gives you a disable, but if you're just dying anyway, then... Yeah, I mean, it's just not a Shard game. Look at the way you're playing fights, right? I just need you to heal from longer range. I need you to have save items for your heroes.
They're unstoppable.
I don't like that you have no wards around here. Do you guys not have any wards? You have one. You have 3 smokes. I'd like you to carry a smoke on you at all times. I don't like that you guys have 3 smokes. I feel like you'll never have the opportunity to smoke if you never have one.
My favorite double kill is the monster kill.
When you're in these type of hard games, you need to play towards your vision. So if your teammates are not playing towards your vision, you need to see them as lost causes. Like, I need you to see that this is where you control, right? So as a heal support, as a save support, you control specific areas. If your teammates are not playing in them, they're usually not salvageable, okay? It's usually not within your power to help them. I think you need to understand that. Because if you understood that, you would play around whoever's playing on this ward, and if they get gone on, you save them. But instead, you'll play around somebody who's not playing on your ward, and you just die with them. I'm not telling you to abandon your cores. I'm telling you if your cores are playing off wards, that they're probably not savable anyways. That's like very, very common. So this is your Ember just playing badly, and you buying into his bad play and dying with him.
Monster kill. This is
I want you to understand why his play is bad, right? Not just telling you that his play is bad. Because as support, especially as save support, you need to distinguish whether or not a hero's play is good or bad, and then why. Okay, so they throw a little bit. No, never mind, Jug ends up dying. Honestly, if you were alive for that whole thing, you could have maybe turned the game, right? You could have maybe helped the Jug instead of feeding with the Ember, right? Yeah, I mean, you generally are just like, if my cores do bad plays, I chase after them. I felt the same frustration yesterday when I played a Baden. I understand.
It happened again.
Your cores are kind of consistently out of position. If I were you, I would just plant wards and camp them. And if your teammates play within the wards, then great. If they don't, such is life. This is good. Defaulting to the whole lane pushing is generally a good approach. Your shard, I'd argue, has not really done anything. Now they have Ether Lens, it might do something.
Goodness. There they Double go. Kill.
Okay, your teammates are feeding a bit. These are times where I take the opportunity to reclaim areas I don't currently have. So if I see this and I don't want to show up to the fight, I would immediately run back to my triangle and look to D-ward, like place one here, push out this wave. You don't have enough sentries. You have 7 sentries in stock, 3 smokes. I mean, it's a pretty pitiful job as 5, I'd say.
Dota 2. Double
You
kill.
guys are lacking vision. You have 7 sentries and 3 smokes. It's a yikes, my friend. That is a fucking yikes. Tipping our core players, toxic. Fucking yikes, bro. Definitely should have just stayed bottom here. Been a nuisance to the enemy team. This is the perfect opportunity to stay bottom here. I want you to be glued on the map. Don't TP back to your base like this. You have 2 cores respawning. You're literally griefing. You have 2 cores respawning, both of which will want this farm. And you can just stay bottom and get the next wave. In which case, you'll force people to gank you. And you're actually TPing top and taking their farm. You're like literally straight up griefing. This is garbage play. I'm disappointed. This is garbage. Straight up garbage. Should just be bottom right now. Pushing this. If they gank you as 4 bottom, who cares? You know? Now you're just sucking dick in base with your team. Not buying a smoke. Taking your teammate's farm. Still haven't bought a single smoke. Makes me want to cry. BSJ viewer, 5 position, 3 smokes in stock. Hasn't bought a single one. Actually, vomit worthy. Okay, got the counter initiation. Nice, nice, nice. At least you're centering your base. That's good. Good positioning here. Unfortunate.
Killing spree. There they go.
Pop back though. Mars Arena was used on you, so definitely can look to be ultra cautious with our positioning here.
Goodness. Goodness. Double kill.
I feel like you're definitely not cautious enough. Your positioning on save supports is generally however far you can save from behind your course. That's your positioning. So, you know, we can like mouse over this, and mouse over this, and mouse over this. That's not really accurate. Actually, yeah, it shows. It's like if this is closer to your cores than you, then you're too far forward. Like now kite back, see this? It's like you need to kite, see the positioning? You're too far forward. You know? Okay. Your core's here, so you need to walk this way because the opponent's over here, right? So you want that to be the max distance where the enemy team is on the opposite side, right? So if the enemy team was over here, then you would walk this way. If the enemy team's over here, then you walk this way, right? So think about that as your guide to positioning. Very bad positioning, I would say, in general.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified.
As a save support, you always want them to have to go through your core to get to you. So anytime you place yourself in a spot where there's a direct path to you that does not have a core in the way, it's just bad positioning. Still 3 smokes in stock, I think. And you call yourself a support player. Disgusting. Disgusting. When do you guys ever want to make a gank? It's just been you guys getting gone on all game. You literally haven't called for a smoke or even tried one. At the very least, just save them up so you have like 5 instead of 3, you know? I don't know if you know, but if you have 3 smokes in stock, you're not accruing any more smokes. You're just wasting a smoke every time you don't use one. This hurts me inside. You're like losing the game and you're not even like trying to have the tools ready to make a move. You know, if you're a support that's a save support, generally speaking, you can't make the playmaking call, but if you have the smoke, then you'll see moments where there's just like, he has done it! He has purchased the first smoke at 42 minutes. Mark it down. Dear Diary. Just give me a second. Dear Diary, today I bought a smoke at 42 minutes. Fuck yeah! 42-minute smoke. Let's fucking go. Is it time to make something happen for the first time in this fucking game? Are we ready? Oh yeah, let's fucking go. Team fight positioning, we're fucking ready. Fluffy hats in the backpack, moral support. We're positioned. They're not gonna fucking initiate onto us. We're gonna get the proper call here. Nobody's gonna find us because we're smoked. We're fucking ready. Positioning like a god. Saving the teammates. Perfect. Beautiful. Easy win. Look at this shit. We're about to turn this fight for the better. I know it. We smoked. It's too good to be true. Look at this. We held. Down by 16k. We held. The jug save. The turn. Jug's going in. He's alive. Graven won. Will he keep alive? He will.
Dominating, I guess. Impossible.
Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Now, I see some people in chat saying that's harsh. Guys, if you're a 5 position and you have 3 smokes in stock until 42 minutes, that is... like, that is actually, like, your one fucking job. Like, you don't have vision on the map. You have 7 sentries and 3 smokes. Like... do you guys not understand? That is literally your fucking job. Like, that is in the job description. Like, that's like me not streaming. That's literally my job. It's written in the fucking fine print. It's in the contract that you signed when you queued up for a roll queue game.
Mega kill. Ultra kill.
Like, that is actually shameful. Now go deward some shit, please. Place some sentries on the map. Get some control back. Do your job. Your Ember's pushing the lane. Go place some wards. Please. Wards. Okay? Weird sentry. I don't think they would ever have a ward there. Because they were on your side of the map. I would have sentryed my own triangle like 3 times and then warded aggressively. That's what I would have done there. I mean, I don't think an enemy hero's been on that side of the map for like literally 15 minutes. Nice save there. Heh. He's gonna figure it out, guys, don't worry. Okay, he figured it out. Okay, he's figuring it out, it's fine.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Fortified.
2 wards in stock, 8 sentries, 2 smokes. Okay, I challenge you to buy at least 1 smoke at all times. I challenge you. That's my challenge. Just buy 1 smoke at all times. This is pitiful. I can't look at this anymore. Smokes are like your most influence on the game past like 20 minutes as a support. You carrying detection and smokes is like your number 1 job. You know how carries are supposed to like push the lanes properly and all that kind of stuff? That's like your map play, right? Like that's what the carry's map play is. Your map play is smokes, detection, wards. If you're not doing that, it's just like the carry not pushing lanes. It's like the exact same thing. You're just ignoring your job on the map. So you're basically always going to be on the back foot. The enemy's always going to have map control. Yada, yada, yada. Okay? The positive is I would consider buying smokes and having used sentries when you're losing in the map war to be relatively basic things. So if you've made it to 3,300 MMR and you're not buying smokes and you've got 8 sentries in stock when the opponent has better vision than you, and you're buying shard when you're just going to die anyway, you know, this is the kind of stuff that is really good news. Because you're already 3,300 MMR and this basic stuff is garbage. So we're owning. That means the rest of your game is fucking ownage. That's what that means. So I hope this replay helped you. I hope my priorities for you were emphasized clearly enough with my Dear Diary section or segment. But yeah, man, that's it. Positioning guide as well. This situation back here. Got you killed a few times. Thanks for signing up. What a disappointment. Didn't buy a smoke until 42 minutes. Didn't buy a smoke until 42 minutes. Getting a headache just thinking about it. Give me a sec. Oh my gosh. Oh. No, I mean, the funny thing is that the people in chat are like, I'm 2K and I play better than this. It's just like, what's happening is they're fully unaware of like all the problems they have as a player, and they see these problems and they're like, I don't do those specific ones. I just do the other 100, you know? So they think they're better. I mean, if you're one of those people that's like, I'm 2K and I'm better than this, you're just delusional. It's fine. We always promote delusional people in the stream because those people generally will never learn, and they'll keep coming back in order to try to learn, but they never will, so they keep coming back, and then I get viewers. So we appreciate the delusional people. Don't sell short the delusional people, my friends. Don't sell short the delusional people. Reminder, guys, this is a charity stream, just in case anyone is looking to help support. We've already raised 730 doll hairs. That's actually pretty impressive. Actually, I mean, that is very impressive. The charity is Room to Read, which is looking, this specific campaign is aiming to supply teachers, resources, libraries, books, etc. to South Africa and Tanzania, kids that do not have access to education and suffer from illiteracy in these specific countries for this campaign. Please, if you have the money and you're able to, please support the cause, ! Charity. All the money goes straight to the cause. This is a Team Liquid ran partnered like campaign they're doing just with the idea to raise money for a good cause. So no bullshit here. That's what it's for. I really do appreciate anyone who does support. If you can't, all good. If you can't, you'll be just like this Dazzle. You can't play support. It's okay. Sorry. Unnecessary. BSJ, I'm learning and getting better, though. I'm still delusional, but just not insane. Hey, man, delusion is a spectrum. It's not black and white. It's not like yes or no. You know, it is a spectrum. And most of you are on it. The spectrum.
Prepare yourselves for the main event.
I would love to donate, but I'm from Russia. Hey, man, I said if you can, guys. There's no guilt tripping here. If you can't donate, it's totally fine, okay? I'm just making sure that all the rich yacht sex-having gigachads in chat, that they're aware that they can afford to throw some shekels to a good cause, okay? If you're just a poor sex-having gigachad, that is totally fine. Totally fine. Nothing wrong with being poor or not having spare money. Sorry, poor is very general. You know, not having extra money. Totally fine. Okay. I don't really care about political correctness right now. I mean, I do, but, you know, I'm just, like, roasting people, so I'm kind of in, like, the roasting mindset. Is there a discernible skill gap between 2 and 3K? Absolutely. Discernible skill gap in pretty much every MMR bracket for sure. As a South African, I can verify that the last 2 years have impacted our schools heavily. The vast majority of us do not have access to the internet. So many of our children who could barely find some sort of education lost that opportunity in the past 2 years. Any help is greatly appreciated. My man, Ed Mollium. You guys, you know, he's not fucking around. Yep, that's me. The second thing you said. Definitely 100% having GigaChat. Okay. This chat's very good. Thank you. Okay, we got ourselves a replay. This specific replay is a 3,100, you heard it here, 3100 MMR Faceless Void. Says, hello there, kind sir. Hi. I'm here to submit my second replay in my quest to learn Faceless Void and the carry roll. Okay. Very noble. You also donated to the charity today, Puko. Thank you very much for that. The laning phase here felt really good. Just like your mom, I wasn't expecting Zeus to be in my lane, so should have perhaps started a stick and not finished Wraithband, but I felt I was able to control the lane very well still, and my position 5 was able to leave me alone versus a Mars. I held the equilibrium decently, and I was able to stay in lane far longer than I expected. Then it all went downhill. I had a stupid death at 14 minutes. I saw that a lot of people were coming bot, and I should have stayed away, but still felt I could have survived a little while. Damage from their Wraith King stun Mirana arrow caught me off guard, and from there, the game instantly became much harder. I had a very similar Faceless Void game yesterday. The map shrunk rapidly, and I struggled to find farm at all, and we slowly lost our grip on the game, leading to our loss. My main question this time would be, do you have any tips for one should find farm when the map is very restricted? At 22:20, does the Faceless Void's build vary depending if you're ahead or behind? Should I think about items that keep me safe or items that help me kill opponents? Yeah, absolutely. I'll talk about Faceless Void's items as we go along. I definitely played a poor game of Faceless Void myself yesterday. Faceless Void's a lot about map movements, picking and choosing fights carefully because of Chrono. Your hero doesn't farm very fast, but gets a ton of items with gets a ton of impact with the items he gets. Generally speaking, you build BKB plus damage on Void. If you're really far ahead, you can afford to go like one other survivability item. I would say because you're against so much physical damage from Mars Sniper, you can't really afford to get Mask of Madness this game, but then you're against Zeus, so you probably need a Morbid. So you probably go Morbid without the Mask of Madness this game. Probably a Morbid Midas game. A lot of Voids in my bracket, just go Midas. So I think like Wraithband into Midas would be... Wraithband into Morbid Midas, maybe with Treads in between, would be fine. That'd be the build I'm thinking here. So you fly yourself a stick. You're just not... Okay, you put it in your inventory late. It's fine. Yeah, I would have expected Mirana to be the 4, so I understand why you didn't build a stick against Zeus. Poor CSing under tower. GG. Would have taken time dilation at level 3. I take it pretty much every lane. Unless they simply don't have spells. But pretty much every lane has spells. So really poor leveling there. Your time dilation against 2 skills is actually a pretty good amount of damage, right? Every skill you put on cooldown is 80 damage, right? So if you put 2 skills on cooldown, first off, you're slowing them, and you're putting their abilities on cooldown, and you're slowing their attack speed. But then also, you don't really have much else to spend mana on, and you're also buying a stick. So definitely time dilation level 3. Sometimes even level 2. If you're not really hitting enemy heroes, then level 2 time dilation is perfectly fine as well. Unless I'm hitting enemy heroes a lot, I prefer to skip Bash at level 2 because it makes it more inconsistent to CS with Bash. Obviously, you take Bash at level 3, but yeah. Okay, casual time dilation. Yeah, I mean, you should have started that earlier, level 3 instead of level 4.
No.
I guess because you have Warlock, you don't need to go Morbid early. So this is fine. Probably still need a Morbid in the mid game, though. You could honestly elect to skip it, though. I'd be fine since you have a Warlock to skip Morbid entirely. Just go for the Midas. I think you definitely need a Midas here, though. Mask of Madness is not the play against 3 physical damage cores. Mars is actually a lot of physical damage with God's Rebuke. Curious to see where you go. I mean, that's just kind of the meta right now is Void's going Midas. Tomato, rank 40, goes Midas. I think every game of Void. If not the majority, but I think every game. Really bad trade there. You time walked and then allowed him to hit you with spells. I wouldn't really be aggressive without my Warlock here. Intentionally. Okay, teammates are coming. Skywrath Mage is level 8. Should be a free kill. Nice. I don't mind if you like tried to hold Chrono there. Don't like the Mask of Madness, just go Midas. I would have gone Morbid for the lane if I didn't have a Warlock, but now that I don't, since I have a Warlock, I wouldn't go Morbid. Do you guys have a neutral item that gives you regen? You know, you guys don't have any neutral items. Interesting. Oh, nice. You got possessed. Wait, no, they got possessed, man.
The prize is mine.
So the issue with Void this patch, and the reason why a lot of players are going Midas, is because the hero can't really show on lanes most games. The hero's very vulnerable on lanes. You just die to stun combos and stuff. So the reason why Voids go Midas is because you turn smaller areas of farm into more creeps, or into more gold. Mask of Madness lets you hit creeps faster, while Midas lets you get more gold out of a small area. I'm actually making a video on this. I've just been busy recently, but I want to make a video probably tomorrow. But yeah, this means you're like fighting for territory control, while Midas means you're kind of giving it up and prioritizing information on the map and avoiding fights and then showing up to them. And I've just realized by watching other players and then playing Void myself that the hero just doesn't control areas right now. So I just don't try to control areas. If you try to control areas, you generally just die, is my experience. You're pretty much an off-map hero exclusively. You only show on map when the enemy's like all showing. Like, I don't like this. I don't like being the one showing in lane. I would be sitting behind my Night Stalker who is showing in lane. That's what I would be doing this game. I would not be walking back towards bottom. I'm not putting myself in harm's way. I'm not the first one in. It's not a matter of whether or not you die here. You just can't be the first one in. Faceless Void cannot be the first one in. You need to understand this. Cannot be the first one in. Your idea of your role in the game is wrong. You saw heroes, you ran towards them rather than away from them, right? That was your issue.
Double time!
Notice how you're not actually getting more farm out of the map. You're just farming a small area. And the sustain is nice. So maybe the casual Morbid later on, but... Okay, so now... Game's a bit hard, but you see all of them top, so you migrate your way towards bottom. Yep, keep going bottom. Great, great, great. Nice. Should work. Ah, didn't work out. It's fine. This is a bad fight. Either way, just back off. Go back towards top. Kite them on the map. Back towards top. Back towards top. Go, 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 go. Probably farm the Ancients along the way. I think that's overly inefficient for you to run towards top right now. Because you're not actually retreating backwards because they were just showing mid. This is bad. You should have farmed Ancients first and then ran top. If you farmed Ancients, then ran top, and kept going top here, you would have farm, but instead you went top first and then retreated to your team. So I want you to realize that your farming pattern is away from the opponent. That's what's dictating your farming pattern here. This is what makes this farm pattern good. So by farming away from the opponent right now, you look at the minimap, by skipping the Ancients, you feel inclined to come back, right? So you're going to skip the Ancients, run past them, go to the wave first, and then you're going to find yourself going back towards where the opponent was, back towards where your team is, going away from the two wards that you have, right? If you had farmed the Ancients first, then you would have then cleaned that first wave here, the second wave here, and then right now, there's no Ancients here, you would have then walked down the lane. You're still supposed to walk down the lane, absolutely, but I can hope you can see why you're like getting less farm out of doing it this way, and you're also inclining yourself to play badly, right?
Killing Sword, oh no. A dominating performance.
Yeah.
More than 2 kills.
I can tell you, I literally played this exact game of Void yesterday. During the game itself, I didn't feel like I got to play Dota. I was a little mad during the game too. But I kind of like took a brief moment to reflect on the game afterwards. And I realized that I had 2 really bad TPs that put me bad on the map. Faceless Void is all about kiting people on the map, and then showing up to fights. He never marches face first. He literally doesn't have a fucking face, dude. You never march face first into fights. Like this 14-minute thing. Like right here, you see a lane getting pressured. They're all missing. It's like right here. You should be the last person, maybe the third or fourth person to address this. Your hero does not defend towers. Your hero does not have a face. You do not march face first into dangerous areas. That is just not what your hero does. I did basically the same thing. Anytime the opponent shows on heroes on the enemy team, your hero, this is specific to Faceless Void, either your team is currently addressing them, in which case you're going to connect to the fight somewhat late. In that case, then you make your way towards the fight, or your team is not there and you simply walk away. Okay? So what happened in my game was I kept feeling inclined to TP to fights. Okay? I kept feeling inclined to go like back towards my team, you know? Even though, because we were losing. Similar to what you are here, where it's just like a 1 or 2k gold lead. You feel the map kind of closing in on you. The problem with Faceless Void is he's similar to PA. No real rapid farming, no tower taking, no wave clear, no tower defense. The only benefit he has over PA is that he has a team fight spell, so he can actually like kind of contribute to team fights, right? So, but the thing is, the hero doesn't do all the things that a carry would usually do at this stage of the game on the map, right? He doesn't pressure towers, defend towers, push lanes. So the map is naturally, almost every game of Faceless Void, going to be pushed into you, you know? If the game is in a state where the map is pushed out away from you as Faceless Void at like 14 minutes in, you've probably already won the game. Okay, like you've probably won the game because you're like a super fucking hard carry and you have all the space in the world to farm and you can just kill people with Chrono. Like the game's already won at that point. So it's like you should expect the game to probably look like this because in an even game or like a somewhat normal game, this is what it's going to look like. So your response to this scenario cannot be what it is here. I did pretty much a less low skill version of this, but I pretty much did exactly what you did. Like that was really bad, but mine was like a, you know, a 9k player's version of that play. So yeah, your farming patterns, you know, TPing here is fine. The game's not quite over yet, but I can tell you that 14-minute play, I did the exact same thing yesterday. I died on face, or I TP'd to my team on Faceless Void. I had a bad Chronosphere. I mean, you can look at my exact game right here, right? I had a bad Chrono, went to one fight, and then the game's just, like, over. It's, like, the exact same point in the game. In this specific game, I Chronoed an illusion. But, you know, it's, like, the same idea. One bad play, and this is kind of what happens on Faceless Void. You kind of just can't make that one bad play and reliably win the game. For you, it was, you know, walking into a hero you saw pushing a tower. So yeah, these farming patterns were good. This was like a good, like, cautious attempt to help your Skyrath. You're gonna... The skipping Ancients here is bad. Walking back to your Ancients is bad. You should definitely be fighting to get out on the map. This is really bad to hang out with your team here. Advancing on the map, unless the opponent's proving that they can stop you, is really important. So just noting that there was a wave in front of you and you went back to the Ancients and you have wards in this area, all those factors adding up, it just led to that fight. I hope you understand that. It led to you being in this area and taking the fight that you just took and dying again. Like, ideally, you don't want to Chrono the Zeus, right? But, like, if you're there, I think it's reasonable the action you took. You just don't want to be there, right? You need to go up, please. You really need to work your way out of the map. This is just so garbage. This is exactly why you're going to lose games. You're not playing near risky enough in the game that you're losing. You asked about it. This is absolutely the answer. You need to fight your way out onto the map. They've actually not been stopping you from going here a single time. Grow some fucking balls. You know what I mean? They actually haven't stopped you. You've had a ward here and a ward here. Wards are like permission to advance on that part of the map. Like, you have info. And you're just not, you know? And now you're trapped in your base because you didn't try to escape your base. If you're not farming, you might as well just be dead anyway, so... Okay, so you saw them all top. You advanced bottom at least. This is good. Gonna fly yourself your item. Wouldn't TP to this. Keep going. Oh, man, you got to make them come to you, man. You got to make them come to you when you're losing games like this. Make them gank you. Buy the BKB. Your BKB is as much a farming item as it is a fighting item. Your BKB actually allows you to play out here, and if they TP 3 heroes, you'll get away. You know what I mean? That's what you're supposed to think about this BKB. Buy the BKB, fly it to yourself, make them gank you with 3 or 4 heroes, and live. You know what I mean? And use your BKB. That's exactly what it's for here when you're losing. Your BKB is if they force high ground, I fight them with BKB. Otherwise, I'm using it to farm. That is what your BKB is here. You didn't fight your way out on the map here, and you didn't fight your way out on the map here. Force them to react to you. Don't just fight them.
There they go. This is game.
Imagine if you did this exact same play after pushing like 3 creep waves bottom, somebody on their team TPs here, and then you make this exact same play. Just imagine it, dude. It's literally the exact same fight. They're missing 1 guy, and you guys might actually wipe them, you know?
Double kill.
Oh, brutal. Brutal, brutal, brutal. You should watch the Zai replay of the Spear Breaker where he was like 0-10. You shouldn't be as crazy as he was, but you should definitely take some inspiration. It's on YouTube. It's a Zai video I made of Spear Breaker. The further behind you are, you know, you kind of just got to go for it. Be creative. You can't just retreat to your base. You can't just retreat to save areas. You have BKB, man. Stay on the map. Stop. Stop! Why do you buy BKB to TP back to base? Ugh. 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 Dude, like, if you're not gonna farm any creeps right here, wouldn't you rather be near some creeps waiting to farm, you know? Battle for the map. Battle, my friend. I would probably buy Shard here, too. It gives you more elusiveness on the map. It's just a nice item on Void. Most Voids go Shard at this case. They usually go They usually go Maelstrom, BKB, Shard. If they're really far ahead, they'll go Maelstrom, Shard. But I definitely want a Shard here. Play the map, please. Stop retreating to your safe areas. I want you to realize that if you watch through this game, every time you retreated back on the map when you weren't supposed to, it's just fucking you. You're not benefiting from this at all. Maybe you feel nice and cozy sitting in your base with your passive 80 GPM, but it's not good. You're not trying to fight them. You're not actually looking to fight. You're looking to take advantageous numbered fights. We're not looking to jack off with our team. We're looking to force the... Now, like, when you TP back to base and now they're pushing, you're stuck walking back because you don't have a TP. So now you can't even farm. Imagine if this exact scenario was happening and you didn't have a TP and you were... Or you didn't use your TP and you were still here. Now you've got decisions. Your team is stalling, slowing the push as much as they can. If the opponent dives, you TP in and try to chrono them. If they don't dive, you keep pushing top and farming and advancing your items. But instead, you TP'd here, and you're glued here. Oh my god, it feels so bad. These are BSJ TPs. Oh, painful. The problem with all this is that before the fight, you just didn't farm like 30 creeps. So, the fight itself is reasonable, but you're just missing another 30 creeps. And so maybe you would have a full Mjolnir here, you know? You bought some time for something. Yeah, you just don't have the CS you're supposed to have, you know? It's obviously a tough game. You're gonna die an extra once or twice this game if you play like that, especially before BKB. But if you have an extra 80 CS, it's worth dying once, you know? And once you have the BKB, that's what it's for. That's literally what it's for. Is allowing you to play the map more aggressively. You think of it as like a fighting item, clearly. That's all you think of it as, because that's you bought the BKB and you've just been TPing. Stop it! What is this?
Gabe Newell. Thanks for playing.
What the fuck is this? We just saw 5 heroes mid. We have everything, and we're like, fuck it, back to base. I'm done. This replay's over. Dude, just fucking run up here. Make them chase you, man. When you're losing, you're like the mouse and they're the cat. And you're just like going to your home and they know you're there. Oh my god. It's fine. It's a lot for you to learn. It's a big deal. It's honestly not conceptually straightforward for Faceless Void or any other carry when you're losing by that much. But fight for the fucking map, bro. Fight. Fight for the map. If you're TPing back to base and losing games, it's because they are forcing you to. They are ganking you, or they are already sieging your base with 4 heroes. I want you to see that every TP that you did back to base is what I would call casual. Nobody was ganking you. Nobody was pushing your towers. You just TP'd. Ugh. 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 No problem, Puko. I'm glad you learned something. Man, I am getting worked up over these replays. That void was 3,100 MMR. Dude, am I like dehydrated? I've been drinking a pretty good amount of water, but I have a massive headache. Oh, I have a pounding headache right now. Ugh. One of my Meepo games will send you spiraling. Is that really the best use of your money? $50 to have BSJ analyze Meepo? It's probably good entertainment.
Come out and play!
3 kills, 12 deaths. 4 kills, 13 deaths. 1 kill, 15 deaths. 2 kills, 13 deaths. BSJ is cringing because he's remembering his own TPs. I really am. I really am. It's like looking in a fucking mirror. I really am. Okay. We got another donation, I believe, for $5 from Jaws77. I appreciate it very much for your donation, my friend. Thank you for supporting the cause. Today we have raised a total of $735 for Room to Read. Just in case we get any of those last minute donations, you know, guys, it is for a great cause, exclamation point charity, all about addressing illiteracy and lack of access to education for underprivileged youth. This specific campaign is for Tanzania and South Africa, both of which have been heavily impacted by the pandemic. If you guys have any spare money, please, you know where to send it. But that's it for the charity segment of the stream. I actually wasn't intending to stream at this time of day. You could probably tell by my level of irritation with the replays that I was a bit cranky. Sorry about that. I think I did a good job roasting people anyways. But I have coaching tonight at 9 p.m. I definitely need to take a bit of a break. Before then, there's just no way I'm going to stream for 12 hours today. So I think now is the best time to take the break. I'll be back probably in 3 hours. I'm gonna go to the gym and then get some dinner. Do things that are good for my mental health and all that kind of stuff.
Hey, what's cooking?
But thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for supporting the good cause. I really do pride myself on my lovely viewers and their generosity. That is it for the that is it for the charity segment of the stream. I really do appreciate you guys and your support. Before I go, I do need to make sure I run an ad before I end the stream. So I'm going to end the stream here. I will be back online right on Dota 2 Player. But I will be back online in about, it's probably 6:30 my time where I'll be back online. So it's 3 p.m. now, so probably 6:30 because dinner at this facility starts at 6. And so I'll go work out, get dinner at 6, come back at 6:30. That seems like what's going to happen. But yeah, guys, thank you. Thanks for watching. Stick around for the ad if you want to support. No problem if you don't. See you guys later. Oh, I said I would donate 20%. So before we get done, I will donate $147. Donate. Credit card. Actually, no, I want to use that one. Donate. Nice. So in actuality, just so we know, we have raised, just so you guys know I'm not bullshitting, we have raised officially $882, as I have donated 20% of what you guys donated, which was $735. So I donated $147. Yeah. Super happy to be a part of this with you guys. Thanks for supporting Thanks for supporting the. Oh shit! All right, no, that's fine. It's fine to leak that, I think. Thanks for supporting the good cause. See you guys later. Man, this Medusa game was wild. What happened at 30 minutes here? How did we win the fight?
It is your van. Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
We got a kill on Wyvern.
Middle tower has fallen.
And then they go on me. Get a kill on DP, it looks like.
Fresh meat.
Oh, nope, DP's still alive. I'm lassoed. Oh, DP died.
It happened again.
I get out. Wait, so this was actually that good for us? Killing Death Prophet? That was at 30 minutes. That took us from like 1% to like 5%. Okay, and then like apparently a bit later we win another fight or something. Oh, it's the fight bottom. Yeah, this one. Alk stuns himself. We get the hook. I could have manta dodged that lasso. I ult. They're pinning our base now. Wyvern overcommitted. We're down by 25k. Holy shit. Alk's feeding. Very nice. Wow, so that fight at 31 took us from 5% to 35%. And then 37 minutes.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Roshan, Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
It's better. Regeneration.
Huh.
We'll take that.
Crazy game. Here it comes. The final defense. Oh, I found the bat with my Silver Edge, Pog. That was a good play.
Killing spree. Double kill.
This is good positioning. I like my positioning here.
Dominating, I guess.
Hell yeah. That was a good play by me. Dude, my viewers said I got carried this game. I feel like I owned that fight. You guys not think I owned that fight? My viewers last night were saying I got carried here.
Sisters 3 once more.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
My gratitude.
Tower is under attack.
Killing spree.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen. Are under attack. Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant are scanning for enemies.
Do we kill Alk here? We do, right? But then I buy back. Should I have bought back here? So my death here with the buyback gave them a much better chance to win the game. I shouldn't have bought back there.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Tower has fallen.
Oh, because we can't turn this into a Rax, I shouldn't have bought back.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Killing spree. Killing spree.
Man, what a crazy game.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
And then at 44 minutes, we win another fight.
We'll take that.
I think my late game buyback usage is pretty bad, like on average. Okay, we kill Alk. He buys back. I said if he buys back, run, which is what we do. Okay, I said pop back. Catch the Alk here. Alk pop back.
Killing spree. Double kill.
This fucking Wind Ranger was so annoying. Nice. Hell yeah. Sick fight.
Barracks are under attack. Radiant's middle barracks are under attack.
Okay, we literally couldn't do shit this game though. We kept wanting to push and just couldn't. Felt so bad. Curse my illusion. Yeah, what a hard game. And GG. Right, GG? Or did we not? I actually don't think we end the game here, right? We literally couldn't end the game. This is crazy. Dude, Wind Ranger is so fucking annoying. Holy shit.
Mega kill. Double kill.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
They're unstoppable? Menage.
And finally over. Holy shit. Man. Fuck. I don't know about you guys. I got stressed out just watching that game. But okay, guys. Thanks for watching the stream. I will be back in about 3 hours. Thank you, everyone who supported the charity. I'll see you guys later. Just Reno, I'm glad you enjoyed the video. Bye-bye, guys.